was a good win to Railways last weekend by the margin of 37 points. In other games today, 7th place Towns will host the top place Brigades. That's at GBSC Sports Park. And the Colts played earlier today with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. We can tell you in the Colts, Brigades 5-9-39 defeated Towns 2 goals 5-17. In the reserves, Brigades 10-9-69 defeated Towns 2-1-13. And of course, we'll give you the women's score as soon as it comes to hand, and we'll also give you quarter by quarter scores throughout the afternoon. And the final match of the day is being played at Warren Taylor Homes Recreation Ground, and Railways are away to a flyer. Railways in the Colts 18-18, 126 defeated Chapman Valley 3 goals 2-20. In the reserves, Railways 12-13, 85 defeated Chapman Valley 1-1-7. And in the women, Railways 10-5, 65 defeated Chapman Valley 6-4, 40. So a big start to Railways. And Railways, as we mentioned, they're sitting in 3rd spot at the moment. Chapman Valley in 5th. And Chapman Valley need to turn around a big loss they had a couple of weeks ago when they last played Railways in round 8. But we're here at Mullewa this afternoon. Beautifully sunny day. I guess the farmers would like it to be raining. The oval's marginally greener than it was when we last saw it a few weeks ago, but it's still not in very good condition. Needs a lot of water on it, and unfortunately there hasn't been a lot of water going on the Mullewa Oval, it would appear, this year, so it's going to be pretty tough conditions, but still the surface is very good for football. The umpires this afternoon, the GNFL umpires, are umpires Randall Starling and Paul Luxton, so looking forward to those umpires in control this afternoon, and joined in commentary, as I always am, for Radio Mama and Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day, Peter Fiorenza. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Glenn, and to our listeners listening through Radio Mama, mama.net.au. Hope you have been enjoying the season thus far, but of course today is an important game for Rovers indeed, because they went down to Railways in their last encounter at the recreation ground, and really need to assert themselves as finals contenders. They have slipped to 4th position on the premiership table, and if Mullewa can really test them today, it will be interesting to see how they can finish off season 2023. Yeah,
they've got a couple of injuries. Of course, we know that Chris Scott isn't playing for Rovers today. Tom Denton is there, of course, and Josh Simpson was named in the side this morning. Whether Josh is in the lineup, haven't quite seen him in person yet, but we'll see as the afternoon unfolds. Very nice conditions for footy, Peter, so there's no excuse today. A big afternoon, and Mullewa, if they came to play this afternoon, they would have a real good chance, but whether they have got the runs on the board, they seem to be making a lot of player changes prior to this game starting, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here in this round 11 contest. Today, round 11 for the Geraldton Fishermen's Cooperative. Mullewa playing Rovers, that's our Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day. Towns playing Brigades, and of course Brigades will be favourites in that because it's top against bottom. And Railways playing Chapman Valley, that game's at the recreation ground. And of course, because of Railways' strong performance in round 8, Railways clear favourites in that contest. And Northampton, they have a well-earned bye after their 32-point win over Towns last week in the game prior to the Waffle game at Wonthella. And of course, in that Waffle game, it was East Fremantle who got over the top of Peel. So, Peter, we've got some good news. The Geraldton Buccaneers have had a good weekend, 2 wins on the road.
Yeah, they certainly have, and that means that next week the finals begin in Geraldton at Activewear Stadium, and they'll be taking on the Perry Lakes Hawks. So that is something you can put in your diary from next week when the Bucks begin their finals campaign, and that's the first time I think they've won 2 on the road this season, Glenn.
Which is a big effort, nice way to go towards the finals, and Bernie, our executive producer, telling us that is the facts. And thank you, Bernie, for keeping us up to date with what is going on. And yeah, it's a nice way for the Bucks to finish the home and away season. And of course, I'm sure it'll be a sellout crowd next weekend for the start of the final series. And let's hope the Buccaneers can continue to go as well as they did and go one step further than they did last year. Of course, they got into the grand final last year and unfortunately couldn't get the job done. Umpires, as I mentioned, Paul Luxton, the experienced senior umpire and senior coach, and young colleague this afternoon is Randall Starling. It's great to see Randall doing such a good job umpiring GNFL football. He brings the average age of the umpires down quite considerably, so we love to see Randall out there, and he's doing a great job for the GNFL. And while we're talking about the GNFL, they've got a big event coming up shortly. We'll tell you about that as the afternoon goes on. Umpire Paul Luxton holds the ball aloft. We're about to get this big one underway this afternoon for Community Bank Geraldton on Drennan O'Malley Motors game day. Umpire Luxton puts the ball into the air. The big fellas go at it. Goes the way of Blake Tazewell. He runs it to ground. Whistle on play. Free kick's been picked out. It'll go straight the way of Mullewa veteran and Kelvin Wall. Playing in the midfield today. Kelvin Wall kicks the ball up towards the southern end, looking there for the hard-running Leon Gelby, who was one of the stars at the Country Week Carnival. Leon Gelby sees the ball across the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw-in about 70 metres around from the right point post at the southern end of the ground. Boundary umpire to put the ball back into play. Once again, the ruckmen go at it. This time the Mullewa ruckman has the best of it, knocks it to forward and picked up by the JJ Include medalist in Kristen Papertalk. Papertalk gets it up towards the forward line, looking there for the run of the Mullewa player who flicks it out in the front of him. Goes the way of a Mullewa player. He's tackled, thrown to ground. Umpire saying play on. Rovers defenders get the ball out of defence through Prosser. He goes the way of a teammate, goes the way of Collins. Collins puts it on his left boot, kicks it up forward and finds a teammate there for the Rovers side.
Yeah, he plays on now, does Tom Denton, the JJ Clune medalist, but straight into the arms of his opposite number there in Jack Rowe. Jack sends it back down the corridor and a nice mark is taken by Come Again. He's a little bit far out to score, but he sees a lead. The lead is not a bad one, running into almost an open goal is Xavier Cotterill. He can't take the mark. The ball goes to ground. They're scrambling on the Rovers defence right now under a bit of pressure as they try and get out of danger. The ball goes the way of a couple of players indeed, and eventually goes the way of Michael O'Brien, who knocks it forward into space, but it is being held in defence for Rovers as Muller will go forward. Desperate defence by Rovers, works hard, and the shot is on goal by Mullewa. A little bit lacklustre by Xavier Cotterill, only going through for the minor scores. But at the moment, the defence for Rovers, Glenn, at 6s and 7s.
Yeah, Xavier Cotterill, only 10 or 15 metres out from goal. It would appear like he was dead in front, but he didn't kick the goal, which his side needed. On the Graham scoreboard, Mullewa will go to 1 behind, and Rovers yet to score. Mullewa have had the ball in their forward 50 for the majority of these 3 minutes in this first term. Ball comes out, goes the way of a Rovers player there in Tazewell. Tazewell goes up along centre wing on the Rodeo side of the ground, or the scoreboard side of the Mullewa Oval, and the ball goes out of bounds. The boundary umpire will come and throw the ball in once again. So the boundary umpire throwing the ball in just near the Graham scoreboard, about 20 metres away to the north. So Rovers are going to the northern end, and we have Mullewa going to the southern end. Mullewa get the best of the throw-in. The ball comes back. Mullewa have 2 players. Rovers have 3, and Rovers win it forward. Goes the way of the young player there in Simpson. Simpson for Rovers, who's been good the last 2 or 3 weeks. Only a young player, playing only his first handful of games, is Kane Simpson. Ball goes out of bounds again, but Rovers have won the ball a little bit further up the track, but it's still some 70 to 80 metres from the Rovers goal line.
Yeah, good conditions for football here at Mullewa, out at Mullewa. The ground looks a little bit worse for wear, a bit better than when we came out here last game, Glenn. A little bit more green, but needs a bit of water, one would think, as the ball comes across the ground now. Mullewa are under the guise of Isaiah Simpson. He sends down the ball down the middle of the ground, but Tom Collins is good enough to mark at centre-half back. He switches play out to the broadcast side, finds O'Brien. O'Brien in turn down the line. He finds Thurston. Jai Thurston spoke to him on Radio Mama this morning as part of Sportshed Saturday. He is a young softball player in the making as he puts a beautiful kick into the half-forward area. Jamie Gear takes a mark, fancying himself as a forward on the half-forward flank.
Yeah, he got up forward last week and he's stayed up there. He's got it the way of Josh Simpson now. So Josh is playing, so that's a good news for the Rovers club. Josh didn't play last week and they certainly missed his star status. So Josh Simpson with the ball, and he is about 40 metres out from goal. On the boundary line in the left forward pocket. Very clever player. Let's see how Josh goes from where he is. Putting it right into the teeth of goal. Goes back, kicks on goal, looks beautiful. Goal umpire doesn't move. And the first goal of the afternoon on the Graham scoreboard goes to Josh Simpson and Rovers. And on the scoreboard, it is Rovers 1 goal straight. They lead Mullewa 1 behind.
Jai Thurston's come off to see a seamstress, I think, Glenn, because his dacks are a little bit loose on him, so he's getting a bit of a mend on the sidelines, as you heard from Glenn Barner, Mr. Football. Rovers first to score the first major here this afternoon. They 1 straight goal. They're leaving Mullewa just the 1 point. So, Glenn, last week, Rovers a little bit disappointing, you'd have to say.
They were very disappointing. They didn't fire a shot, but they certainly need to play well today. I think Mullewa probably had the opportunity, had the ball in their forward 50. They could have had the first score. They ended up with the first behind. But Rovers now, Tom Denton is in the midfield, and Blake Tazewell has the best of it. Comes to the ground. Tom Denton trying to get it out. So too does Simpson. Simpson for the Rovers side. So there's as many Rovers Simpsons as there are Mullewa Simpsons these days. As the ball comes back into play, and umpire Luxton will throw the ball up once again. So we've played about 6 minutes in this first term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors and the Community Bank of Geraldton keeping us across this first term. Ball goes forward for Rovers, goes up towards half forward, where Jamie Gear grabs it, puts it on his left boot, kicks it about 15 metres, goes the way of the young teammate there in Prosser. Prosser handballs the ball away, trying to get it up forward, goes the way now of another Rovers player who centres it very well. That was Bim Panya, got it in towards the midfield, and another opportunity now for Rovers to finish off strongly.
O'Brien.
And Sean Brennan.
Oh, Sean Brennan.
Sean Brennan with the ball. And Sean Brennan is only 20 metres out. Directly in front, kicking to the northern end. There goes Sean Brennan, the small player with a lot of talent. Gets the ball straight through the midfield, straight through the goals. And another goal to the Demons. And Rovers go to 2 goals straight. They lead Mullewa 1 behind. And you're on Radio Mama. And that score with thanks to Grams.
He's only a small conveyance, is Brennan, Glenn. I think you might have mentioned last week, or a couple of broadcasts back, that if he had his ability in a bigger body, he'd be something else.
Yeah, he's a great little player, and it's great to see him playing so well, and he finished off well. But well done to that player that got the ball across to him, Bim Banya. I don't know a lot about Bim, but he got the ball across to him. So well done, and finished off there by Sean Brennan. And that's what you like to see. When your player gets the ball to you, you finish it off. So waiting for the ball to return, and the umpire is asking to have a spare ball on the boundary, and the umpire will take the ball, and the ball will be brought back in a minute, and they've brought another ball bound from the boundary. The ball went over the back, and maybe they'll put it behind the goal post and have it there for the next time. So umpire Lux to put the ball into the air again, opening stage of his first term. So waiting on the ball to be thrown up. Umpire having a few words to the umpire, to the players, and saying, I'm going to throw the ball up and give me room to run back. And he does. Ball goes up, and up they go again. This time Murray Cummigan doing the rucking for Mullewa, but it was Blake Tazewell gets it the best, but a free kick's been picked out, go the way of Kelvin Wall. So he's got a couple of free kicks already. Has Wall in the midfield, plays on with a very short pass, barely 15 metres, goes the way of Kristen Papertalk. Papertalk, the JJ Clune medalist, gets it up towards half forward, finds a teammate there. That teammate gets the ball forward, running towards goal. Mullewa shoot towards goal, but ball didn't have the distance, didn't have the accuracy, and the Rovers defence get it out through Stuart Egan after he got a handball there from a teammate in Bo Simpson, and Rovers keep running forward now as we see Jake Laurent gets it further afield, goes the way of Simpson. Simpson gives it away again, gets it to a teammate there, and Glenn Prosser. Prosser gets it up the forward line, and Rovers have an opportunity now, goes the way of Clayton Parfitt. He goes by hand to Simpson. Kane Simpson shoots on goal, and Kane Simpson gets his first of the afternoon, and Rovers have started very, very well in the opening 10 minutes of this first term, and a very good goal indeed there from Kane Simpson, his first goal this afternoon. Rovers get their third, and on the Grams scoreboard, Rovers away to a flyer. Rovers are 3 goals straight, Mullewa are 1 behind.
Yeah, so different Rovers have come to play today here at Mullewa. You're listening to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football, and we're heading to the pointy end of the season. Only 4 home and away fixtures left for season 2023, but the final 4 is not yet set, but Rovers want to put paid to that today, and they've started off pretty well, Glenn.
They certainly have. So Rovers can lock away their final 4 spot with a big win today. So the umpires having a bit of trouble with all the balls going over the back, and they've sorted it out. So next time the ball goes over the back, they'll have a ball ready to get the game underway straight away. So the ball to be thrown up once again. So 3 straight goals are Rovers, and they've shared them around. Josh Simpson got one, Sean Brennan got one, Kane Simpson got one, as Rovers get the ball out of the centre again, this time by Josh Simpson. Puts it on his left boot, kicks it up towards the forward line, but Mullewa defence is good on this occasion. Gets it back, almost a good mark taken by Simpson again. Laurent was tackled, had the ball held to him. Umpire Buxton will come in and throw the ball up on centre wing, just in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box here at Mullewa Oval.
Up they go. As Glenn mentioned, right in front of us, goes the way now of Paper Talk, onto his boot, into the corridor it goes, but out of defence, Rovers are easily absorb the pressure and use the sanctuary of the boundary. Right in front of the Mullewa dugout here this afternoon, which used to be at the northern end, now at the southern end of Mullewa Oval. So interesting to see the change in season 2023. So the ball about to be thrown in now. Not that far from our broadcast positioning. They go, players setting themselves. Up they go. It's knocked down by Tazewell. The young ruckman gets it to the player there in Prosser. He tries to get it out. Goes the way of Simpson. Simpson in turn loses possession. Prosser back at the deck. Goes to get the ball. Handballs back to Simpson. Out the way now of Tom Collins, but the line comes up all too quickly and the ball rolls over. So the ball hasn't gone too far. We've thrown in once again here at Mullewa Oval. So
the boundary umpire to put the ball back into play. Just in front of the coach's box for Mullewa. As Peter said, coach's boxes have changed sides of the pavilion. Ball comes back to the Mullewa player. Can they get some run now? Goes the way of the Mullewa player there in Isaiah Simpson. Isaiah gets his kick up towards half forward, looking there for some movement from the Mullewa forward in Mickey Wall. Ball comes the way. Picked up now by Rovers, and Rovers clear it. And Rovers' defence do very well to get the ball out of trouble.
Oh,
good mark taken there by Kobe Simpson on centre wing. Kobe Simpson, the Simpson boy with the helmet, gets the ball up towards half forward, looking up there for Jamie Gear. But the ball goes off hands, and there'll be another boundary throw, this time in front of the Rovers coach's box.
I'm waiting for Jamie Gear to take a hang today, Glenn. He's trying to set himself, and the backman who sees himself as a forward, certainly setting himself up today. Tazewell knocks it down again, unopposed. That's a big young ruckman for Rovers, but it's roved off the ground by the Mullewa player who sends it down the line, but they're away now through Galby. Galby for the Saints, bounce once, gets around a couple of players, shimmies one way then the other, a nice kick into the full forward area, a mark here to Mullewa would be decisive, and it is taken right inside, just outside the forward square there, and I think that mark is taken by, is it Jonathan?
Mickey Wall, I think.
Mickey Wall, okay. In he goes now, and he scores the first goal of the afternoon for Mullewa, and that is important. It has stemmed the tide somewhat in a one-way race so far in this particular quarter. Mullewa go to 1-1, and they trail the Demons, who are currently on, is it 3 goals?
3 goals,
three goals, yeah.
So Mickey Wall got a much-needed goal, as you mentioned, Peter. Mullewa probably deserved one early in the game. They didn't get that score on the board. Rovers rebounded quickly and got 3 quick goals. And Rovers in control as we head to the middle stages of this first term, with thanks to the Geraldton Community Bank. Ball back in the centre, umpire Randall Starling to put the ball into play.
A huge murder of crows just flew over the ground, Glenn.
All right.
Which is pretty different, interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're used to seeing seagulls on the coast, not crows. The ball comes thrown up, goes the way now of Tazewell again. He slaps the ball forward. So Rovers are going to the northern end, and Mullewa are going to the southern end. Picked up now by Glenn Prosser. He was lucky to get rid of that ball in time. Eventually he gets it out to Kobe Simpson. Goes by hand to the hard-running Thurston. He gets it away to Mullewa, and Rovers shoot on goal, and that is Jamie Gear. And Jamie Gear, who we think is a very good backman, gets a minus score on that occasion. And Rovers on the Graham scoreboard. They go to 3 goals, 1-19. They lead Mullewa 1-1-7.
So Rovers having it in their forward 50 far more often than their opponents at this stage. As the ball comes out of defence and Gear pounces on top of it, unable to beat his opposite number, but he works hard, does Gear. Gets to a teammate now, and that player is Denton. The JJ Clue medalist puts it inside the corridor, but Doesn't get it to the Rovers player intended. The ball spills free. Mullewa out of defence. The player caught in all sorts of bother. He is holding the ball according to umpire Starling, and a free kick will go the way of Rovers Simpson. Josh Simpson back into the lineup. Went a bit AWOL over the last couple of weeks. Haven't seen him, Glenn, but he's back in the lineup today. But it's going Kobe Simpson. That's a free kick indeed. It's a nice big kick by Simpson. That's a huge effort. Makes a distance, but not the accuracy. And through for the minor score.
Graham scoreboard. Mullewa 1 goal 1, and Rovers are 3 goals 2. So Rovers in control as we head into the latter stages now, heading towards time on. About 17 minutes gone in this first term, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Big round of footy today. There's 2 other games being played. One at GBSC Sports Park, with Brigades hosting Towns, and the other game at WA Country at Warren Holmes Recreation Ground, with Railways hosting Chapman Valley. So the kick-in wasn't a good one.
Yeah.
Go straight to the Rovers player there.
Tristan
Simpson, who is playing up forward at the moment, and he's only 35 metres out. And Ian Common, we're hoping he can kick his first of the afternoon, and he can. And he gets Rovers 4th. And on the Graham scoreboard, Rovers are 4 goals 2, 26. The lead, Mullewa 1-1-7. So a really good start from the Rovers side this afternoon.
We just talked about a murder of crows a minute ago, Glenn, and that is a group of crows that fly around. What do you call a group of Simpsons? What are we going to call them?
I don't know, but there's about 5 Simpsons in the Rovers, and there's about 3 Simpsons, or 2 Simpsons in the... No, 3 Simpsons in the...
So if we're stumbling on names today, we just say Simpson.
Just say Simpson, gives it to Simpson, and he hands it off to Simpson. Yeah, and they're all related, I would think.
Yeah,
so they're all family, so that's nice. Playing for different clubs. Ball to be thrown up. Umpire Luxton goes the way of the player there in Prosser. Glenn Prosser gets a handball out. Looking there for Tristan Simpson. Tristan Simpson putting good pressure on the Mullewa player, but the Mullewa player does very well. Runs out of trouble there. There's young Osias.
Oh!
And a magical mark.
Gelby, that was beautiful.
He's a sensational player, is Leon Gelby, and he's certainly a very, very quality player. Gets the ball forward. Looking up there for Come Again. Come Again was interfered with a player, so the Rovers defence gets the free kick, gets themselves out of trouble. Ball comes up to the centre wing. Play on's the call. In goes the Mullewa player, putting good pressure on. Ball spills, and a player was tackled high. So Christian Simpson wanted to play on, but the ball will come back, go the way of Jaden Wall. Jaden Wall, only a very young player. One of the Colts coming through the system here at Mullewa. The Mullewa Colts side sitting on top of the premiership table. Ball goes forward, goes the way of the Rovers player there in Jesse Ryan. Comes back towards Mullewa. Mullewa will get the kick forward through Greg Gelby. Ball running free. In goes Come Again. Come Again puts it on his left boot. Morris, that is. Morris kicks towards goal. Offline only, 1 point. And on the Graham scoreboard, Mullewa are 1 goal 2, 8. They trail Rovers 4-2-26, and we're into time on in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton.
Yeah, beautiful mark by Leon Gelby just a moment ago, right in front of the community centre here at Mullewa. We had the armchair seats to watch some great talent just a moment ago. The ball coming back into the middle now. Tazewell's won most of the knocks this afternoon. Knocks into space, running onto it now. A couple of Rovers players, but first in the race is Glenn Prosser, but he loses possession, goes back to the outer side, and Mullewa will switch sides though. They come back across the ground looking for Paper Talk now. Paper Talk, can he run onto it? The bounce is kind, or isn't it? Goes one way then the other. He eventually kicks it, sends it inboard, and a bit of support down the line by Jack Rowe ensures they get it inside the corridor. He shoots on goal, does Rowe in the end, but he's inaccurate, and luckily for the Demons' defence goes through for the minor score.
Yeah, you'd have to say Mullewa have been a little bit unlucky. They've missed a few goals that have been gettable and putting pressure on themselves, so Rovers are making every post a winner as Kobe Simpson takes a good mark on half-back. Then he goes out wide, looking out there for Kane Simpson.
It's good marking weather today, Glenn.
It is. It's a beautiful day for football here at Mullewa. Kane Simpson gets it up the ground, gets it to JJ Clune medalist in Tommy Denton for Rovers. Denton gets it up forward, looking for Clayton Parfitt. Bounces away from him, goes the way of Glenn Prosser. He feeds a big handball forward, letting the Rovers player run onto it. The Rovers player tries to soccer it through, but it goes through the wrong side of the post. 1 point only, and Rovers are 4 goals 3, 27. They lead Mullewa 1-3-9 on the Graham scoreboard as we head into the later stages of this first term for Community Bank Geraldton on Drennan O'Malley Motors game day. So the ball will be brought back in by the Mullewa defender. Comes out wide. He's picked out a teammate there. Good mark taker there by Jamin Paper Talk. And Jamin, good solid footballer. Got an interesting kicking style. Jamin plays on now. Gets it in towards the midfield or half forward where he finds Isaiah Simpson. He leads it out. Gets it to a teammate. That teammate runs forward now and gets it up towards centre wing. Flying high there for the ball was Xavier Cottrell. Ball comes to the ground. Goes the way of Tom Denton. Denton feeds it out. Looking there for his teammate in Jesse Ryan. Pack around the ball. Player caught in possession. Umpire gives the advantage. Goes the way of Mullewa's Alan Papertalk. He takes a bounce. Gets a short pass forward and finds Calvin Wall.
Calvin Wall plays on into the half-forward area now. A player all on his lonesome takes a nice mark. And that mark is taken by the player that took it early. Is it coming in that's got it this time?
Jacqueline Simpson, I think.
Jacqueline Simpson, yeah. Jacqueline Simpson took a nice mark on the run. And he's going to be about 40 metres out when he gets onto this one. Maybe a little bit closer, but kicking toward the southern end. A much-needed goal for Mullewa as we head toward the quarter-time break. So Jacqueline Simpson comes in now, stabs at the ball, but has he stabbed enough? He has. He's put it through for a goal for the Saints, and that's the second goal of the afternoon. And they draw a little closer to the Demons as we head toward quarter time.
Yeah, that was a great goal from Jacqueline.
And he stabbed at it too,
yeah,
didn't he?
He did. So well done to him. And really put Mullewa back in the game as we head towards quarter time. It was looking like Rovers were going to get a really early ascendancy. They still lead by 12 points. And still looking pretty good, there's no doubt about that. But Jacqueline made something out of nothing, and they haven't been able to do that too many times this afternoon. So Mullewa still in this contest, well and truly in this first term. And on the Grahams scoreboard, it is Rovers 4-3-27. They lead Mullewa 2-3-15.
Young Bursell into the ruck for the Demons.
Okay, only a very young player. Only playing his first. Only a very young player. Only playing. The ball comes back into the centre. Comes back towards Gelby. Gelby's there now. Breaks the tackle. Gets it away to a teammate. Another big handball. Comes the way of Simpson. He gets the ball forward, but only as far as Rovers defender, Bo Simpson this time. Bo comes across the ground towards the clubroom side and finds Joshua Simpson. Joshua Simpson puts it on his boot. Looking ahead, finds Bursell, but the ball goes across the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw-in directly in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box here at Mullewa. And good contest here so far. Both sides trying their best, but Rovers leading the race at the moment by 12 points.
Just watching that youngster Bim Panya run around, Glenn. I think he's the first Indonesian boy that we've seen play football in the GNFL.
Oh, it's lovely to see, isn't it? And he's going well. Ball comes the way of Mullewa now through Greg Gelby. Gets it out to the hard-running player there, and Dwight Swartz. Swartz gets it forward. Swartz gets it up towards half forward, goes the way of Morris come again. The big man went to break a tackle, but he was caught in possession, so the ball spills, but it goes the way of Rovers. And Rovers, Sean Brennan, good tackle on, plays on quickly, goes the way of Kane Simpson. Kane Simpson gets it up towards half forward, looking up there for Jamie Gear. The ball comes back towards Mullewa. Mullewa out of trouble now through Alan Papertalk. Papertalk goes by hand there to Nicholas come again. Come again goes to back to Papertalk. Bit of pressure on. Mullewa overusing the ball, and it gives Rovers the opportunity to soccer the ball forward there. And Rovers do that through Kobe Simpson. Big pack around the ball. Umpire saying play on. Players at both sides going at each other or going at the ball very hard. And it's fairly intense around the ball this afternoon, but played in good spirits to this point. And it's good to see both Mullewa and Rovers enjoying the conditions here. Beautiful conditions for football here at Mullewa. The sun is shining and everyone's enjoying a pretty good game of footy. Not a massive crowd here, but a pretty intense game of footy. As Rovers go the way of Simpson, Kobe goes the way of Josh, and a beautiful kick to Clayton Parfitt. And Clayton Parfitt is marked. Clayton hasn't played a lot of league footy in recent times.
So this is his first game.
He's still a quality player, of course. Clayton Parfitt, a premiership player for Rovers, and a very, very well-respected player at the Rovers club. There goes the kick from Clayton Parfitt. Shoots on goal, and Clayton be disappointed with that. He's usually a very good kicker at the ball. He still kicked it okay, but he didn't have the accuracy. And on the Graham scoreboard, Rovers go to 4-4-28. They lead Mullewa 2-3-15, and you're tuned to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL footy.
Clayton Parfitt, a former captain, Glenn, and I hasten to say premiership captain with the Rover Footy Club.
That's right. So, yeah. No stranger.
No, ball coming out of defence now. The Demons get another score on the board, but it isn't the major, so Mullewa able to just hang on in there as we head toward quarter time. It was taking a little while. I thought it'd be here by now as the ball goes out now, and young umpire Trevor Farrell to relieve the pressure on the sideline there, about to throw it in. Denton. We've got Denton, we've got Simpson, a couple of Simpsons. As they come in now, Bursell. He'll tackle his opposite number. His opposite number unable to get it there in Keegan Simpson. Bursell knocks it down, goes away of Denton. He sees the lead. The lead is by Prosser, or is it? Goes toward the boundary and finds the white line. So the ball about to be come in now, and the deep attack now once again for the Demons. Our vision is obscured a little bit by the team box or team dugout. But the ball about to be thrown in. Players setting themselves. Bursell goes in. He almost marks it himself as it goes to ground. Prosser at the base of the pack is unlucky as well. Defence for Mullewa wins out again as they head toward the boundary. And it actually goes over the boundary once again. So the ball will come back in, but the siren does sound. To announce that it is quarter time and Adrenaline O'Malley Game Day. This quarter, of course, was brought to us by Community Bank Geraldton. We thank them for their support in season 2023. And at quarter time, it is the Demons 4-3-27. That's Rovers leading Mullewa 2-3-15. And you're listening to the home of GNFL football. This is Radio Mama.
Today's Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day is brought to you by our great sponsors, the team at Drennan O'Malley Motors. Make sure you make them your first choice for your second-hand cars. Stay tuned to the home of GNFL football.
So it's been a tough start to this second term. Rovers player gets the ball away eventually, comes back towards Leon Gelby. He's got to have a big game to put Mullewa back in this contest. He goes forward, running with the flight of the ball. There's the young Mullewa player, and Isaiah Simpson. It lets Tommy Collins in. Lets him off the chain for Rovers. Goes the way of Prosser. Prosser by hand towards Joshua Simpson. Joshua Simpson for Rovers. Kicks it up to half forward where he finds his teammate there, and Clayton Parfitt. Parfitt gives it away to a teammate there running forward. And I think the ball goes out of bounds. Might have been Roland Drummond, was it?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Yeah, we'll have a look and see what goes on. But yeah, I think it might have been Roland.
No, it's not Roland.
Okay, we'll have a look who that player is and give you an update as soon as we can. But the score ticks over for another.
Didn't know
point.
where the goals were anyway.
No. So it is.
And I think Roland does.
Yeah, 4-4 for Rovers, 2-3 for Mullewa in the opening minutes of this second term. This time it's picked up by another Rovers player, Kane Simpson, and he is offline as well. So another wasted opportunity. This time it's out of bounds on the full, so didn't even bring the score up on that occasion. So the ball we brought back in. So we'll have a quick look and see who is that player.
Ball coming out of the defence now for
That's Darren Moody.
the Saints now down the line in front of our broadcast position. Up they go, almost spoiled by Tazewell. Goes away of Simpson now. That's Josh Simpson. He fights off two opponents, puts it into space. Is it Mullewa who do the better? And it's young Brennan at the base of the pack. He handballs over his head into space, finds Prosser. Prosser onto his boot inside the corridor. Players setting themselves, but it's only Mullewa who are there to mark and save the day. And they relieve the pressure. Coming out of the defence now, goes away Gelby. Took a beautiful mark in the first term. Gelby now, he sends it inboard. Players setting themselves. Only Mullewa player in a host of Rovers players takes the mark. And that player there is Murray. Come again. And almost centre wing. Takes his time, sends it to the forward area. Rovers run onto it though. Player first in the race on this occasion is a player in Jesse Wright, a new player to the Rovers line in season 2023. He gets it away to the player to Brennan. Back inboard. Isn't picked up on this occasion by Drummond. It is now. Drummond can't get the ball. Goes now to Paper Talk. Paper in turn gives it away to another number 5. That 5 is his opposite number though, and that's Simpson. Simpson down the line looking for Jai Thurston. The youngster tries to run onto it, but the ball bounces all too quickly and over the white line. As mentioned, Jai Thurston, a guest on Sportshed Saturday today, Glenn. He's off to Mexico.
Yeah, lucky young man, and it's great to see that he's pursuing his sporting passion, which is for softball, and we do wish him well in his tournament over there. Free kick's been picked up. Goes the way of Blake Tazewell. Tazewell from half forward. Kicks it up towards full forward. And the big mark taken there by the Mullewa player. Almost spilt it at the crucial stage. And Nicholas come again, but he held on. And that is Jamin Papertalk. Gets the ball forward. And Mullewa have the ball now in the hands of the other Mullewa player there. And Murray come again. Misses what he should have taken, but gets the free kick anyway. So Murray coming in. Been doing a bit of the rucking this afternoon. He's a good size of a young man, is Murray. Murray coming in, goes back, got an awkward kicking style, but he gets a pretty good kick forward. Looks the way of the Rovers player. Mullewa player gets the ball, advantage rule not paid. In fact, it's a free kick goes the way of Rovers, and the Mullewa player threw the ball away. So now there'll be a 50-metre penalty. That was a silly thing for the young Mullewa player to do in Jaden Wall. So now a free kick up the ground, and it'll go the way of the Rovers player, who will have an easy opportunity to send the ball forward. That's Jacques Laurent.
Yeah, Jacques Laurent. I taught him a couple of years ago, Glenn, but he's got a bit taller since then.
Yeah, so Jacques Laurent has the ball, and he's only about 30 metres out. He was on centre wing, but it was a good 50-metre penalty. So the ball, and now he's getting a yellow card, that young fellow. So, now we give away another 50-metre penalty. Wait on that. So the player getting a yellow card.
Yeah, that'll take
and now he goes
right into the goal square.
So two 50-metre penalties. So he's going right in. So that was a really very, very bit of bad play there from the young player there. And Jaden Wall gave away two 50-metre penalties and a free kick. So the ball will go right up to goal now. And the player with the ball is young Jacques Laurent. So Jake Laurent shooting on goal from point-blank range, and Rovers will get their 5th of the afternoon, an easier goal you'll never get. So Laurent gets his first
Getting a
of the
free kick
afternoon.
on a half-back flank resulting in a goal is a bit different, isn't it?
It is. It's a long way from goal. He wouldn't have kicked it from there. But after two 50-metre penalties, and we get his first of the afternoon, and we get Rovers first of the afternoon. So on the Graham scoreboard, Rovers are 5 goals 4, and we have Mullewa with 2 goals 3. Our contenders for the better players, for the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day, up until this point for Rovers, Peter, you'll look at that, but I'll tell you for Mullewa, it's Kelvin Wall, Alan Papertalk, Leon Gelby, and Jack Rowe.
And for the Demons, Denton, Blake Treswell in the ruck's been dominating. Tristan Simpson, Josh Simpson, and young Sean Brennan.
Okay, so they are the contenders. We're into the second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack, as we go around the grounds with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. At good time, Brigades 2-2-14, lead Towns 3 behind. So Brigades away to a good start there in their game out there today at GBSC Sports Park, or wherever the game is. I'm not too sure where that game is. No, it's at WA Country Builders Stadium.
The ball coming out of the middle once again. The Demons the last to score here at Mullewa. 5-4 plays 2-5 this quarter, 2-3. I should say this quarter brought to you by Melissa Price, the member for Durack, as they go forward again. Tazwell brings it out of the centre and brings it forward. Is caught almost in possession. Just outside the forward 50. The free kick goes the way of Mullewa. Coming out now. Calvin Wall takes the mark. He plays down the line. Equal to the task. His teammate in Nicholas Come Again. Come Again now has a bit of room. But not a good kick as he puts it into space. Puts the player under pressure. Rovers probably will do the better here as the player there in Brennan is quickly brought to ground. That player is actually Tom Collins. He was caught in possession. So a free kick going the way of Mullewa into the half-forward area. A player all on his lonesome taking the mark. And that player is Gelby. How could you leave a player like that all alone? So Leon Gelby will now have a shot on goal. And the last player to score in Laurent is on the mark. So Leon Gelby took a lovely mark, as I said in the first term. Was a bit of a star for the Great Northern Country Championships a couple of weeks ago. Kicking toward the northern end on a more than 45-degree angle, but he knows what he can do with the ball, does this fella. He spins it around. It is a good kick. It's coming back into contention, but drops a little short up into the air. The Mullewa, Rovers defence run it over pretty quickly and bring it out of defence. That's Stewie Egan. He sends it down the middle of the ground, finds Prosser. Prosser getting into the game, gives away to Simpson. Simpson to Tazwell. Tazwell back to Josh Simpson. That's the way it comes now. Rovers, are they able to play on as they go down the ground? The ball is with the player there in Darren Moody. Had a few games for the Demons last season. Haven't seen him in 2023. But it's Mullewa who mark on the half-back flank. They mark through the guys of Jonathan Come Again. He sends it inboard, but ricocheted away by Rovers. It's picked up now by Gia, and he finally gets an opportunity to score a goal and scores a major for the Demons.
So Rovers have kicked 2 goals in this quarter, and they kicked 4 in the last quarter. So Rovers have started very well. And once again, we saw Mullewa have the ball in their forward 50. A drop mark, ball rebounded, and all of a sudden where Mullewa could have goal, they go a goal down. So a good bit of play there. And once again, Jamie Gear trying to tell the coach he's right for that position. Interesting, there's a few other players. I noticed that the man who we like a lot is also playing up there in Roland Simpson. He's playing in defence today. Yeah. Roland Drummond, sorry. Yeah. So Roland.
So they swapped around
a bit, giving them a bit of a new lease on life, perhaps. So the ball back in the centre. Umpire starting to put the ball into the air. 40 plays 16 on the scoreboard in favour of the Demons, the reigning premiers, who can lock away a Final Four berth with a win today. Ball goes forward now. Goes the way of Kelvin Wall. He tries to get the ball back. Ball is held to the Mullewa player. In fact, a free kick goes the way of Kelvin Wall. He feeds a handball out to Gelby. Gelby's got to be a match winner today. Gets to the way of Come Again. Young Murray Come Again is that player. Murray Come Again, short pass. Picks out a teammate. That teammate is Jonathan Come Again. Come Again goes by hand. Picks out a teammate by hand. And Mullewa will go forward again, deep into the forward pocket. But once again, Rovers stand their ground, and that player I was talking about, Roland Drummond, playing in defence this afternoon.
He takes a good grab, doesn't he, Glenn?
He's a good, solid player. Gets the ball across the ground, goes right across the ground, but why wouldn't you if you have Josh Simpson on the end of it? Josh Simpson uses his skill, feeds a handball out to Tommy Collins. Collins goes by hand towards Tristan Simpson by hand to Josh Simpson. Josh said, come and I'll kick it to you if you run towards me. And that's what Kobe Simpson has done. So Kobe Simpson's marked on centre wing, plays on quickly, kicking towards the southern end. Ball goes off the hands there of Jamie Gear. Picked up now by Thurston. He gets it over by hand to Gear. Gear centres the ball, looking for Clayton Parfitt. Pack around the ball. Umpire's letting the ball flow on. Goes the way of Jamin Papertalk, the defender for Mullewa. He kicks it towards Gelby. Leon Gelby on half-back. Goes across the ground. Looking out there for the hard-running Greg Gelby. On centre wing, outer side, scoreboard side. And Gelby gets a short pass forward. Looking up there for Michael Dan. In goes Gelby again. Gets it further afield. Ball bounces, goes the way of Jack Rowe. Jack Rowe gets a handball forward, but only as far as Rovers. And Rovers out of trouble, or are they? Good pressure put on. No, the Rovers player was held while not in possession, apparently, or prior to that. So the ball goes the way of Thurston. So Thurston, big kick, goes the way of Josh Simpson. Player there should have been watching the ball, and he got away with it anyway. Goes the way of the player there, Nicholas Come again. He centres the ball and finds Kane Little.
Kane Little straight down the corridor. There's a couple of Mullewa players. Neither could take the mark. The ball spills free. Goes away the youngster in Brennan once again, working hard in defence for the Demons. Back to Egan. Egan in turn to Drummond. Drummond off the half-back flank. Sends it out to wing. And there's Simpson again. He's got a couple to beat. He will, I'd imagine, beat them, and he does. Cleverly gets it around to young Laurent. Laurent's got 3 to beat. He's all at 6s and 7s. Brought to ground. Keeps the ball in his possession. Does the youngster. That was pretty brave by him. Gets it back to Simpson down the line, and Denton takes the mark at centre wing.
Tom Denton plays on quickly. Gets it upfield. Looks for Tristan Simpson. Tristan Simpson on half forward. Goes across the ground. Centres the ball. Finds Brennan. Brennan draws a player. Then he runs around himself. Then he kicks it from half forward in towards the forward pocket. Mullewa player couldn't hold the mark. Ball goes over the back. Picked up there by Thurston. Thurston centres the ball. Mullewa player almost a good mark. Comes the way of Clayton Parfitt. He handballs over the pack.
Jamie Gear.
Running into an open goal is Jamie Gear. And Jamie Gear gets his second of the quarter. So Jamie Gear having a very good quarter. Rovers continue to assert their authority. And on the Graham scoreboard, we see Rovers 7 goals for 46. They lead Mullewa 2-4.
Who's the little fella for Sydney? Is it Pampley? Is that his name, Pampley?
Yeah.
That's Jamie Gear thinks he's Pampley the way he's scoring goals at the moment.
He does.
Hey, talking about AFL football, Glenn, what's this other talk at the moment about Bailey Smith's new style of tackling?
Yeah, I didn't catch up with that. I didn't see a lot of last night's game, so I'm not really aware of this one.
Yeah, he sort of grabs the player and swings him around his arm like he's doing a do-si-do as he brings him to the ground.
Is that so that he doesn't hurt them?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Well, that's very nice.
A lot of confidence
and sharing.
I think Bailey's a bit of a lover, isn't he? So he would enjoy that. But they were talking about it last night, and possibly is the future of the tackle, because we don't want to see it go out of the game.
Oh, we do not. Well, yeah, no, it's all very nice, isn't it? Eh? We all look after each other. Very inclusive indeed, as we see Rovers come out of the midfield, this time through Tristan Simpson. Kicks it forward. The Mullewa defender there is Jamin Papertalk. Jamin needs to get rid of the ball. He does eventually. Took a bounce and he gets it out wide and finds Gelby. Gelby goes up along the centre wing and finds his brother in Greg. Greg Gelby on centre wing, out near the scoreboard. Scoreboard 1 goal behind at the moment. Ball comes forward and across the ground. Goes the way of Kristen Papertalk. Kristen Papertalk, short pass, cut off by a Rovers player there in Tazewell. Tazewell slaps it back. Goes the way of Kobe Simpson. Goes the way of Brennan. Sean Brennan for Rovers, kicks it forward, so the ball's in the forward 50, but Mullewa defenders bringing the ball out through Kelvin Wall. Goes the way of the Mullewa player, who does well. Gets it up towards Murray come again. Murray come again, gets an awkward bounce. Finds it hard to pick up. Tom Collins for Rovers there. Tom Collins on half back, short pass to centre wing. Finds Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson gets a kick forward, up towards the half forward line. Finds Josh Simpson. Josh Simpson for Rovers, puts it on his left boot, kicks it forward, and the Mullewa defence trying to bring the ball out. And the Mullewa defender uses his body and strength well there. Good bit of play from the Mullewa player. Mullewa kicks it forward, but only as far as young Bursell. Bursell takes a bounce now, then a short pass, kicks it up towards half forward, kicks it to a smaller player, but well done by Jai Thurston. Running past to receive is Josh Simpson. Josh Simpson grabs the ball, sends it into the forward pocket. Jamie Gear's there, and Jamie Gear's having a purple patch. He's kicked 3 goals in this quarter, so the scoreboard rolls over, and we see Rovers are now 8 goals for 8-4. And they lead Mullewa 2-4.
Yeah, purple patch indeed to Jamie Gear, of course, a noted defender in the GNFL. Certainly having a field day up front today and pouncing on any ball that is cut loose somewhat in the forward 50. And that is the 7th goal, or is it the 8th goal, Glenn? It's the
8th goal.
8th of the afternoon. Rovers 8-4. They lead Mullewa 2-4. This quarter brought to you by Melissa Price, the member for Durack. Coming back to the middle now, Rovers certainly getting a stranglehold on this game here at Mullewa this afternoon. Great conditions for football. We've seen some pretty good passages of play by the Demons and a couple of good marks by both sides. As the ball comes back to the middle with umpire Starling. The ball almost caught up, going the way of Mullewa on this occasion. Papertalk gets it out onto his boot into the half-forward area. Looks like it's Tom Collins off the back line who does the better. He tackles his opposite number. He loses the ball. That goes away of Bo Simpson. Out to Kobe, his brother. Kobe Simpson at centre wing, getting a lot of kicks this afternoon. Sends it inboard. Finds the youngster there in Bursell. Bursell, second ruckman for the Demons. Gets it now to Prosser. Prosser racking up kicks now as the game develops. A nice kick into the full forward area. Up goes that player who's had a bit of a ball this afternoon. And I'm talking about Gear. He can't take the mark. The ball goes to ground. It's picked up by the youngster in Simpson. He shoots on goal. And Kane Simpson scores another goal for the Red and Blacks.
Yeah, Kane Simpson has kicked 2 goals now. So the scoreboard looking a little bit desolate for Mullewa. And we see that Rovers are 9 goals for. They lead Mullewa, who are 2 goals for, so a good goal there. So for Rovers, the goal scorers to this point, Jamie Gear has 3, Kane Simpson has 2, and singles to Josh Simpson, Sean Brennan, Trent Simpson and Jarks Laurent. And for Mullewa, they're 2 goals, 1 from Mickey Wall and 1 from Jarquin Simpson. So Rovers, they've come to play this afternoon. They kicked 4 goals in the first quarter as we head towards the time on period in this next quarter.
As they say in the classics, Glenn, Josh Simpson is putting on a clinic.
Yeah, he's having a ball, isn't he? Plenty of space, and he's not getting much checking. Ball runs forward and goes the way of the big fella, and Stuart Egan playing in defence. He's played a lot up forward for Rovers this year, but he's playing in defence this afternoon. So Rovers are just giving everyone a little bit of a workout, giving them a run at either end of the ground. Ball comes the way of Sean Brennan. Sean Brennan gets a kick forward. That's
O'Brien.
And young Michael O'Brien gets a kick forward, and then he receives it again. Gets it away Clayton Parfitt. He feeds it out towards Jamie Gear. Jamie Gear gets another one. So Jamie Gear gets his 4th.
He got tackled, and in the action of being tackled, he got it to his boot and scored, I think it's his 4th goal, isn't it?
It is, and all in this quarter. So he's having a purple
He's
patch.
a Pampley for sure.
So there he goes. 4 goals to Jamie Gear. So the scoreboard, 10 goals for Rovers, and Mullewa are 2 goals for. So 10-4 plays 2-4. And that's on the Graham scoreboard. And this second term, with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack.
You're listening to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. And this is getting to the end of the home and away fixtures here in the Great Northern Football League. Just reminding you that the Fanex Buccaneers will be playing the first of their final series in Geraldton at Active West Stadium next week against the Perry Lakes Hawks. So get your tickets now. Ball back in the middle. Up they go, players setting themselves. Rovers breaking this game apart now as Kobe Simpson moving into the middle, tries to come out, but he's curtailed in his efforts as it goes away now. Greg Gelby. Gelby, one of the shining lights, a few shining lights at the moment for his side, puts it outside the centre square. The mark is taken there by Kane Little. He plays on now to the outer side and finds a teammate equal to the task. Mullewa suddenly have a shot on goal as we head toward the halftime break here at Mullewa Oval here this afternoon. As I said, great conditions for football. A bit greener than when we came out here a couple of weeks ago, Glenn, but rain is still needed as the ball comes in now. That's a nice kick by the Mullewa custodian. I can't see who it is, Glenn. We'll soon see. Is it Leon Gelby, I think, maybe? So I think it's Leon Gelby that has scored the 3rd goal of the afternoon for Mullewa, and that was much needed to say is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, that's for sure. So a good effort there. And a good goal to Mullewa. They needed that one. So interesting. Mullewa haven't kicked a goal this quarter, so they needed that one. So well done.
Give it to Leon at the moment. I think it was him. He's just straight out here. Is that Leon Galby straight out there? I think.
That might be Greg, is it?
With his hands on his hips.
The only young fellow with a knee
Well,
wrap.
Greg, that'd be Greg. Greg, yeah.
Okay, so good goal there from Mullewa. So the scoreboard for Mullewa gets their third goal of the afternoon. Umpire puts the ball into the air. Yeah, that's Greg Galby who got that one. So the ball comes the way of Galby now, kicks the ball forward, but goes the way of the Mullewa defence. Mullewa kick it back, but only as far as Tom Denton. In goes Galby again. So whistle on play, free kick will go the way of Galby.
He's working hard in the middle for his side, isn't he?
So he plays on with a short hand, goes the way of Kelvin Wall. Kelvin Wall kicks it up towards half forward. Mullewa player couldn't mark. Player there and goes forward, goes the way of Mullewa now. They're going to kick forward through Dwight Swartz, but it's cut off by the Mullewa defender in Ryan. Ryan kicks it up towards centre wing.
Nice big kick.
And young Kane Simpson takes a good strong mark. Kane Simpson on centre wing. Rodeo side of Mullewa Oval. Kicks it forward, goes the way of Moody. Moody goes by hand, looking there for Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson goes forward with a big long handball. Goes the way of Glenn Prosser. Glenn Prosser from 70 metres. Kicks it up towards the 50-metre line. Looking out there for Parfitt at Gear. Gear's done everything right this quarter. Jamin Paper Talk is there. Ball spills. Goes the Mullewa defender. Gets a handball away. That's the player there on Paper Talk. But the ball is turned over. And Simpson's there. Kane Simpson gets a short pass. Goes away at Bursell. And Clayton Parfitt got it out to him.
Good vision.
And Bursell has opportunity from 35 metres out.
I don't know if he's scored a goal for Rovers League this year, Glenn.
No, so young Bursell, it's Kobe, isn't it?
Yep.
Kobe Bursell. So Kobe Bursell is about 25 metres out, directly in front, kicking to the southern end. So gets another score on the board. Rovers had a bit of a party in this quarter. So they've kicked 5 goals to this time. This will be their 6th.
Good kick.
So Kobe gets the 10th goal of the afternoon. He gets his first. And on the Graham scoreboard, Rovers are 10 goals for. They lead Mullewa 3 goals for.
Listening to Radio Mama, Peter Forenza and Glenn Barnum bringing you all the action from Mullewa this afternoon. There are a couple of other games going on, isn't there?
Yes, and the only score we've got through at the moment is a game being played at WA Country Builders Stadium with Towns hosting Brigades. And at quarter time, Brigades are 2 goals 2 and Towns are 3 behind. So Brigades away to a good start there.
Glenn Prosser is starting to get a bit of the ball for Rovers, Glenn. A lot of the Rovers players are getting a lot more of the ball than their Mullewa opponents, but Glenn Prosser does a lot of unheralded work, I think, and he certainly is a good link-up player.
He certainly is. So Bursell got the last one for Rovers, and Rovers have another attempt to get the ball out of the centre. They do it through Kobe Simpson, goes by hand to the player there in Prosser. Glenn Prosser kicks towards the boundary line, ball goes out of play, and there'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of the Mullewa's coach's box. So Mullewa, they've tried pretty hard in this quarter, but they haven't really got the score on the board in this first half, and Rovers are certainly going in at a pretty big control as they head towards the long break in this contest. Goes by Leon Galby for Mullewa. Leon Galby kicks the ball high, wide and handsome. In goes Kristen Paper Talk, does well, feeds it back towards Kelvin Wall. By hand he goes to Rowe.
Ooh.
Rowe goes by hand to Galby. Galby breaks a tackle. Mullewa taking them on now, goes the way of Kane Little. Kane Little gets it up the ground, finds a teammate. That teammate is Mickey Wall. He gets a further kick up the ground, and Mullewa have the ball. They're about 35 to 40 metres out. Marked there by Jaquin Simpson, who's kicked a goal this afternoon. So Jaquin has the ball, and he is on a 45-degree angle, kicking towards the northern end. So Mullewa will take any goals they can get. And let's see how the young man goes. Goes back, pretty good kick, but it fades away to the left-hand side, and a minus score results. And on the Graham scoreboard, Mullewa 3 goals 5, 23. They trail Rovers 10-4, 64.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad effort. He just put a little bit too much onto it in the end. It came back across the face of goal, and it was a much-needed goal for the Saints, but Rovers holding sway quite convincingly 10-4 to 3-5 here at Mullewa Oval this afternoon. Ball coming out of defence now for the Demons. And deep defence it is. The player on the half-back line, that's Ryan, coming into the Rovers lineup in this season. He may have played last year as well, but I only have seen him this year for Rovers. The ball still in for them. They're playing a little bit with it in defence. It could be costly. They decide to send it down the line now. In front of our broadcast position, players setting themselves up. They go 2 Saints and 1 Demon, and it's Gelby. He does the better. He didn't go up. He went down on this occasion. Gets the ball, sends it inboard, goes away now of Xavier Cotterill. Cotterill switches inside the corridor. He's looking for support in there through the guise of Michael Dan. Dan can't judge the bounce. The ball spills free. Goes away. Collins. He's pushed it dead set into the ground and will receive a free kick at half back. Collins now quickly elects to play on, sends it inboard and finds Bursell. Bursell in turn goes to O'Brien. O'Brien puts it into space in front of the player there in Prosser. Prosser has a couple to beat, but cleverly taps it over his opposite number. Into space it goes. Rovers, will they run away with the ball? Advantage is expected to be paid, but the umpire will bring it back, and a free kick will go the way of Glenn Prosser, who I believe Glenn at the moment is equally or probably one of the better players on the ground, but he lets me down on that occasion as he does a bit of a bad kick inboard. I think he's pretty hampered in his kicking today, Glenn, because he could have kicked the goal a little bit earlier and he handballed it away, and I wondered whether he'd have a bit of restriction in his legs as it goes away now of Denton. Denton wastes no time to send it forward and finds the big arms of Darren Moody.
Yeah, Moody plays on quickly, gives it away to the Rovers player there, Jai Thurston.
The post.
Thurston's hit the post, and a pretty good effort there from Thurston.
It was a good effort.
But a minus score result, so the time is running out for Rovers in this second term, but they take a very comfortable 7-goal lead
coming
into the half-time break.
Back to Prosser, Glenn, he's got his leg pretty
heavily
strapped up,
yeah.
so I think he's probably hampered in that area and restricted because, but other than that, he's having a great game.
Yes, he's had a great couple of years.
looking good. Kobe Simpson too. I've liked Brennan in the middle. Taswell, he's ring rucking all day well, and we've sung the praises of Glenn Prosser, but Glenn, you reckon you'd get rid of him because he's not running at 100%.
Well, I'd say he's back out there. The magical work has been done by the Rovers trainers. I just walking at his gate came off. He's not walking as well as he would like. He's a very refined athlete generally, but he's a bit banged up at the moment. That's the only concern. And no, I wouldn't put him out to pasture just yet. I just think he probably needs a bit of a rest. He's probably hasn't had a chance because Rovers have been struggling to get their best side on the park for most of the year, and he's one of their better players, but he's certainly a bit banged up in the knee department, it would appear at the moment, but he's back out there, so the Rovers trainers have worked their magic and he'll be back. The Rovers side getting warmed up at the northern end of the ground, the Mullewa side getting warmed up at the southern end of the ground. So a pretty entertaining second half. Mullewa have been a little bit disappointing, Peter. We know they've got a lot of their Colts players playing, but they've been just missing relatively simple marks. So just their skill level under pressure hasn't been as good as I would think. And even their experienced players have been dropping marks that they never usually drop. Usually their skill level is very good at Mullewa, but today they have been causing themselves a fair bit of grief every time the ball gets turned over, invariably against a good side. Rovers have got some good players in that side, and the Josh Simpsons of this world, the Tom Dentons of this world, certainly make you pay. And Rovers have been able to go forward, and they shared the goals around. 4 goals from Jamie Gear in that quarter, and he would be very, very pleased with his first half. So they look on target to secure their spot in the top 4 quite clearly with a win here this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly, Glenn, and if they go on with it in this quarter, one would think that they'll easily account for Mullewa this afternoon and hold on to that vital fourth spot on the premiership table, a spot they were elevated from to win the premiership last year, Glenn.
Yes, an interesting scoreline. Going on the active scores as we have them at the moment, it's quite an interesting scoreline and quite an interesting situation on the Radio Mama live scoreboard this afternoon. Brigades on target to win, so they'll go to 36 premiership points. They've got a massive percentage, and they're 2 games clear on top. In fact, they're 2 games clear on top. But the interesting one is Railways will go from 3rd spot to 2nd spot with a win today. So Northampton have the bye, so we see Rovers will go from 3rd to 2nd, and Rovers will stay in 4th spot, and Northampton will come 3rd and outside the 4 after today's game. Chapman Valley 2 games out and no chance of making the 4 with only 4 games to go. So Chapman Valley would be disappointed again. They've really struggled against Railways in their last 2 outings, and not much different today. Railways have been far too good for Chapman Valley, so Chapman Valley's run towards the 4
Jamie
as well.
Greer having a Tom Papley-esque game.
Very good, yes. He's made something out of nothing on a couple of occasions, so good luck to him. This 3rd term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors, we're round 11 of NFL footy for the Geraldton Fishermen's Co-op. Geraldton Fishermen's Co-op, who are one of the sponsors of the women's competition, but also one of the sponsors of Country Week. Ball comes back into play from the throw-up, and once again, Muller will get the ball forward, but the ball is turned over. Goes the way of Joshua Simpson. Joshua gets it up to his cousin in Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson, poor, quick pass, goes up forward, looking up there for a teammate, and Thurston feeds it out to that man of the moment, and Glenn Prosser. And Glenn Prosser gets a very good goal from 45 metres out, and you'll be glad, Peter, that I left him on the ground, and Glenn Prosser gets his first
and
of
he
the
had a shot
afternoon.
for goal too.
Yeah, beautiful goal. So he gets the 12th goal of the afternoon for Rovers on the Grams scoreboard, and Rovers go to 12 goals 5, which is 77. And they lead Mullewa 3-5-23.
And just an update, Glenn, the Bucks are through to the finals next week in Geraldton, but don't pack your bags to get to Geraldton yet, Perry Lakes Hawks, because the Wilton Tigers have got the seats on the plane.
So Wilton Tigers, and where did Wilton Tigers, where did they finish?
They finished in 3rd spot.
Okay, so very good effort. So
1 plays 3, 2 plays 4.
Okay, which
week.
makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay, ball back in the centre. Umpire Luxton and umpire Starling doing a wonderful job for the GNFL umpires this afternoon. So the ball comes out of the centre. Once again, Joshua Simpson, he can't believe footy is this easy, but unfortunately, infringement goes the way of Kelvin
It is
Wall.
for him, Glenn.
Kelvin Wall goes with a short pass, gets it to Leon Gelby. Gelby gives it to a teammate, eventually breaks the tackle, or does he? Ball spills over the back. Mullewa desperate for a goal. Ball kicking to the southern end, goes the way of young Jack Rowe, but he puts the ball down and didn't get rid of the ball in an appropriate fashion. So we see Rovers with the ball now, and Rovers clean up through Stuart Egan. Stewie Egan gets it up the ground, picks out a teammate there, and Blake Tazewell. Tazewell gets it up towards centre wing, Rodeo's side of the ground. Ball comes across the boundary line now. No, the ball's still in play. Mullewa, can they get a handle on it? Eventually they do, but it only goes back as far as Tom Denton to Tazewell. Tazewell gets a kick forward, up towards half forward, but the Mullewa player stands his ground, and the Mullewa defender does well on that occasion, takes a good solid mark, centres the ball now. So Mullewa with the ball with Gelby, Greg Gelby this time. Greg kicks it up towards the forward line, finds the big fella there for Mullewa in Mickey Wall. He breaks the tackle, gets it up towards full forward, picked up by Morris, come again.
Yep. And
Morris come again gets a much needed goal for the Saints in the early stages of this third term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. And Mullewa now go to 4 goals 5, and they trail Rovers 13 goals 5. But a good goal there to that player in Morris Cummigan, and Morris Cummigan joins his teammates Mickey Wall, Jarkin Simpson and Greg Gelby as the other goal scorers this afternoon.
Yes, certainly much needed goal for Mullewa. They haven't given up, I would think. The Demons certainly have the ascendancy in the Drennan O'Malley game day. This quarter brought to you, in fact, by Drennan O'Malley Motors. We must say hello to Ron, John, Rachel, and the team. Hope Ron's on the mend, Glenn, because I think he's been a little bit crook with the flu the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of people have been, haven't they? The old flu is certainly knocking people around. So, yeah, let's hope Ron is on the mend and getting better each day, as the weather is nice here at the moment, and a little bit of rain due on Tuesday and Wednesday, which will be well and truly welcomed by the Mullewa locals, farmers and otherwise. The ball comes the way of the Mullewa player, who wins the ball forward now, goes the way of Kristen Papertalk, but the ball's cut off on this occasion by the player there in Roland Drummond for Rovers. Drummond goes out wide towards the scoreboard, where he finds Tom Denton. Denton kicks the ball up ground, and Kobe Simpson has had a lot of the ball this afternoon.
His 7th mark of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's done well. Gets it out wide and finds his teammate there in Josh Simpson. Josh Simpson kicks it up towards the forward line, picked up, well read by Clayton Parfitt, screws the ball around, but he's offline, and 1 point only. And on the Graham scoreboard, it is Rovers go to 13 goals 6. They lead Mullewa 4 goals 5.
Yes, Clayton Parfitt certainly hasn't lost it, Glenn. He knows where the goals are, but on that occasion just a little bit wayward to one side. But he didn't waste any time putting onto his boot when he knew that the opportunity was there. So the Demons continue to hold sway here at Mullewa this afternoon. Of course, next week, Glenn, things are coming to an end in the home and away fixtures, but we will be still moving around and bringing people the best of local footy.
Yeah, we certainly will. Of course, next weekend, a very interesting round of GNFL footy. It'll be round 12. So today's the 4th last round, so there's 3 more rounds to go after today's game. So next weekend we'll be at a beauty at GBSC Sports Park, with Brigades hosting Railways, Northampton take on Mullewa, and Chapman Valley host Rovers. So that's what's happening next weekend, and Towns have a well-earned bye. So next weekend is round 12. It is the Community Bank round, and it'll be a big round, and we'll be covering all the action with Drennan O'Malley Motors.
Of course, Community Bank, great supporters of Radio Mama's coverage of the football in season 2023. Of course, sponsors of the Footy Forum. GNFL Footy Forum each and every Saturday. And Glenn, you had some interesting guests this morning, one of those being Rob Poynton.
Yeah, Rob loves his footy. He was up here last week watching his side Brigades take on Mullewa. He was pretty impressed with Mullewa. Their work rate is good, but they're just not handling the ball as well as they'd like. But Mullewa have got another goal on the board now, and they have got 2 all of a sudden.
2 in succession.
So good on them. So well done. We saw good goal a few moments ago.
That's at Wall again, is it?
Mickey Wall, was it?
Yeah, number 20.
Yeah, number 20. Yeah, Dwight Swartz. Dwight Swartz got that one. So Dwight got that one, and we saw the other one was from Morris Come Again. So quick goals there from Mullewa. So they need as many as they can get to make the scoreboard look a little bit more Joseph. But, yeah, good goal there to Dwight Swartz, and before that it was Morris come again. So Mullewa will have now 5 single goal scorers. And looking at the scoreboard for Grams, it is Rovers, who are 13 goals 6. They lead Mullewa 5 goals 5.
Well, back in the middle with umpire Starling this afternoon, umpiring with Luxton. 2 good umpires in the GNFL, only 2 out here, but they've umpired pretty well. The ball up in the air now. Umpire Starling knocked down by Taswell on this occasion, going the way of Simpson. He's been all over the place today, but he's been let to do what he wants as it goes the way of Denton. Denton loses possession though. Mullewa will do the better, but come back to centre half back, and he takes another mark. He's been pretty safe there. Safe hands for the Demons, and I'm talking about Tommy Collins. Kicks to the outer side, finds that player in Ryan. Ryan down the rodeo wing, as Glenn calls it, here at Mullewa. Goes away of Denton. He shakes off a tackle, a nice little chip pass. He's looking for a lead. The lead comes the way of that player in gear, but he's unable to take it. Comes backward and forth, and eventually Simpson takes the mark. So, Tristan Simpson, he's already had a shot on goal today, I think, Glenn. So
yes, he's already kicked one, I think.
He has, I think, early in the first term. So Tristan Simpson will kick from about 45 when he gets onto this one from 45. Going to drop short, come off hands, over the back. Will it be picked up? Yes, it does. Gear, he tries to soccer it through cleverly, but on this occasion curtailed his effort and is brought through down to the ground over the line for the point.
Yeah, so an opportunity gone. Ball comes over the back of the pack, goes the way of Kelvin Wall. Cleverly soccers the ball forward, gets it up towards the centre of the ground. Mullewa player thrown to the ground. Umpire says play on. Ball spills out, goes the way of Tommy Collins. Tommy Collins with a short pass finds Glenn Prosser. He feeds a handball out to Tommy Denton. Tommy Denton has a week to go back in and pick up the ball after it wasn't handballed to him correctly.
Thurston.
And Jai Thurston has marked, and Jai is only 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle on the right half forward flank, kicking to the northern end of Mullewa Oval. Beautiful sunny day, pretty cool out in the open, out of the sun, but nice in the sun. So Jai Thurston lining up for another goal for the Demons. Jai hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon,
nice
has
kick.
he now? Goal umpire moves a little way to the right, but signals all clear. So Jai gets his first of the afternoon, and Mullewa are in a bit of bother as Rovers on the Graham scoreboard go to 14 goals 7, 91. They lead Mullewa 5-5-35.
Very open game here this afternoon, Glenn. I mean,
not much defence.
No, Mullewa are making it pretty open for the Demons, but it's allowing us to see some nice marks and some nice kicks, and we're enjoying it.
Yeah, Rovers, their skill level is so much better. You see back here in defence, you see the Kobe Simpson, Bo Simpson, Tom Collins. They mark the ball, they steady. When Mullewa at the other end under pressure, they're just not marking the balls that they should. And as I said at half time during the summary, usually expect the Mullewa players to be very skilled. Usually they don't drop marks and they usually kick the ball very, very well. But today they're struggling, maybe lack a little bit of training and a little bit of skill work at the moment. Ball comes out of the centre, comes the way of Tazewell. Gets the ball up towards half forward where he finds Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson uses good skills, kicks it forward, looking there for Clayton Parfitt, carries that player, goes back towards Mullewa, and Mullewa out of trouble now, their defenders. Hopefully they get the ball across the centre of the ground, puts his teammate under pressure, puts Kristen Papertalk there. He does well. Kristen Papertalk gives it the way of Leon Gelby. Gelby has the ball on half back when he gets a handle on it. He's got a handle on it now. Grabbed the ball, kicks it up towards centre wing, looking for that player who gave away a couple of 50 metres early in the game in Jaden Wall. And a goal. Ball comes back towards Gelby. Leon Gelby gets a kick away from centre wing, kicks it up towards half forward, looking up there for a teammate, but once again, Roland Drummond's there for Rovers, feeds it out to Tazewell. Tazewell goes by hand to Tommy Collins. Tommy Collins in a lot of traffic, but does very well. Runs out of trouble, kicks it up towards centre wing. Best player there to mark is Kobe Simpson. And
mark number 9.
Yeah, he's been outstanding this afternoon, having a birthday. Kobe Simpson kicks it forward, goes the way of Jai Thurston off hands, and there'll be a boundary throw-in in front of the coaches box of Rovers, and Ian Comben, the successful coach in the Great Northern and a very successful coach in the North Midlands, will be very happy with what he sees on the scoreboard. And the scoreboard in this third term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors, it is Rovers 14-7. They lead Mullewa 5-5.
Ball's thrown in just in front of our broadcast position, but the whistle does sound. And I think the ball is going to be thrown in once again. So in comes a boundary umpire, comes in a little bit from the boundary. So Rovers holding sway, 14-7 plays 5 in favour of the Demons. In they come now. Up they go, knocked down by Egan. He's got 2 Mullewa opponents to beat. Comes off a Mullewa boot. But there's Tom Collins. He's had an impact this afternoon. He's gathered as he goes to ground without the ball, and Tom Collins, a recipient of a free kick. Former Towns player, Rovers player, Towns player, Rovers player. Sends it down the wing now. He's looking for support down there from Denton, and he takes a beautiful mark up into the air, the JJ Clue medalist. He sends it inboard, and he finds Simpson. Simpson plays on now into the half-forward area. Thurston can run into an open goal. It looks pretty good, but it's straight across the face on this occasion. A little bit too quick on that occasion, and misses all and sundry.
Yes, not a good kick, not a good finish, but it was well done by Tommy Denton and Joshua Simpson moving the ball forward. So a really interesting scoreline as we go around the grounds with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and also Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. In other games today at half-time, Brigades in control there at WA Country Builders Stadium. Brigades 7-4-46, lead Towns 1-3-9. And Railways in control at the recreation ground. Railways at half-time 11-6-72, lead Chapman Valley 2-2-14.
The ball on the far side. Mullewa over here this afternoon, coming out the way of Mullewa. They do the better, but Rovers pushing the pressure on, going the way now. That little speedster in Thurston once again. Thurston sends it into the half-forward area and finds Simpson. Tristan Simpson wearing the red-orange-like boots. He's about almost 50 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle or a little bit more on the clubroom side of Mullewa Oval, kicking toward the northern end. Let's see what he can do. It's coming back. Gee, it's a nice kick. It almost comes in. It drops short, comes off hands and through for the minor score.
Marked it.
Oh, he marked it, did he?
Jamie Gear
has taken another mark, and he's letting us know. He's actually put his hand up to let me know. Glenn, I've taken the mark, Pete.
You'd written me off.
Jamie Gear puts it through again for goal number 5, I think, for Gear.
It is.
And he is certainly come to play here this afternoon.
Yeah, Jamie Gear, he's saying to his coach and all his teammates, you've had me in the defence for the last few years. I'm good enough to be up forward.
You know what, Glenn, he's that skinny I didn't see him in front of the goalpost.
But he reads the ball quite well. Everyone else was up and around the place. He read the ball, he took the mark, and that's all you need to do, and he does it well. So Jamie Gear, 5 goals for the afternoon. So he's been a star for the Demons. And on the Graham scoreboard, in the middle stages of this third term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors, it is Rovers 15 goals, 7. Mullewa 5-5. Jamie Gear has 5. Kane Simpson for Rovers is the next best with 2. And all the old goal scorers for both Mullewa and Rovers are single goal scorers. So Jamie Gear showing it everyone how it's done.
He certainly is, Glenn, and it's been a pleasure to watch this afternoon. Always like watching him in defence, but now he's one of my favourite forwards. The ball coming out of the middle goes away of Egan, who's been doing a bit of the rucking at the moment. Into the there's Gear again as he comes straight down the middle of the ground. If the sea just parted like it does for Moses, Glenn, he took a wonderful mark, and Jamie Gear will have a shot goal for goal number 6.
He's a fair way out. He's 40 metres out, so let's see how Jamie Gear goes. He's probably pretty confident, and if he keeps at this rate, he could end up with a 10-goal bag. There goes his kick. It fades away to the left-hand side, 1 point only. Mullewa are happy about that. And on the Graham scoreboard, Rovers are 15 goals, 8, 98. Mullewa are 5 goals, 5, 35.
Jamie Gear, I wonder if he's been to Skeeters very often, Glenn, because he's looking that he might be headed there after today's game as we come down the wing now for Mullewa. Can't say that. Still a quarter of footy to go, and there are other players that have probably waxed a little bit as far as best player goes this afternoon. Prosser being one of those, so too Kobe Simpson, Josh Simpson.
Yeah, the Simpson boys across the board. Their skill level has been outstanding. And
ball into the half-forward area, and a mark is taken now by Isaiah Simpson. So there's Simpsons everywhere. So Isaiah Simpson kicking toward the southern end for Mullewa, G off the side of his boot, and going through for the minor score. So the scoreboard ticks over, but not in favour too much of the Mullewa side, as they only get another point, and Rovers certainly hold sway here at Mullewa Oval this afternoon.
So it is 15-7. The scoreboard is 1 point
Tommy
behind.
Collins has had a few possessions,
5,
hasn't he?
6. He's been really good too. Their skill level and their structure. The poor old Mullewa don't have any structure. They just go back to the centre and try again.
Well, that's the key. No structure, Glenn. No structure.
Here comes the way of Kristen Papertalk. Goes by hand, finds Greg Gelby. Gelby goes across the ground again, looking out there for Murray coming in, the big man. Murray coming in, takes them on. He shouldn't have. and he's caught in possession. Need to get rid of the ball straight away. Ryan is rewarded.
Yeah, Bailey Smith tackle.
Ryan has the ball, plays on, goes out along the scoreboard side of the ground, looking out there for Kobe Bursell. Ball comes to ground. Mullewa player in a bit of pother out there. Ball comes forward, and it's taken by the Mullewa player on half forward. So Mullewa have it. Mullewa player still waiting to get up off the ground. At least he's moving now, which is good. He's being spoken to by a Rovers player who's saying, come on, mate, you'll be good. So Mullewa have the ball. And 50 metres from goal. Can Mullewa get a score on the board? There goes the kick from the Mullewa player. Big kick from the Mullewa player there in Jarquin Simpson. And the ball goes through for a minus score. So it was a pretty good kick.
It was, a bit of distance.
Added a bit of distance, lacked a bit of accuracy, and now he's cramped up after kicking that. So the ball will be brought back into play. The other Mullewa player that was on the ground has jumped up. He's all good. That's great news.
Another mark to Kobe Simpson.
So Kobe Simpson
10.
on half back, having a birthday. Nobody, that's the thing, Mullewa don't have a lot of height, so Kobe's having a birthday today, and he's a very skilled player. Ball goes the way of Drummond, goes by hand to Josh Simpson, who's just running around like he is on his own most of the time, of course. So the ball is on half forward, so once again, Mullewa have it through Tristan Simpson, gets it up the ground, goes the way the player there, the new player, and that's the...
Bim Panya.
Yeah, he gets it up forward. And whistle on play.
Nice leading mark by Panya too.
Yeah, so the ball is given up there by Prosser, who couldn't handle the ball. Ball goes the way now of Bursell. So Bursell has the ball.
Kick from a fair distance out.
Yeah, the young man. He's kicked one.
Southern end, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kicked one.
He's not truly within distance because the breeze isn't a factor here today, kicking to the northern end.
So Kobe Bursell kicking to the northern end, as Peter mentioned, 45-degree angle, and a good 35 to 40 metres out. So this will be a very good kick for the young man, but it's good to see him enjoying his league footy. There goes his kick. It'll fade away.
Nice.
No, it won't. He's got it straight through the centre. He said that's how it's done. And the young man would be very pleased with that kick. A very, very skilled kick indeed. And on the Graham scoreboard, it is Kobe's second goal, Kobe Bursell's second goal. And on the scoreboard for Graham's, we see the scoreboard. We'll go with the scoreboard. We know it's probably a point or so out, but we'll go with the score. And it is Mullewa 5-7 and Rovers a 16-7.
Yeah, Kobe Bursell, of course, grandson of the famed Rovers president Bill Bursell.
Yes.
Got a connection too to Chapman Valley. Jim Scott is married, I think, Bill Bursell's sister. So there you go.
So the ball back in the centre. And the umpire, Paul Luxon and Randall Starling, done a power of work today and done a wonderful job. Ball comes the way of Come Again, slaps it forward. Looking there for the Mullewa player who was going pretty quick. Couldn't pick up a ball. That was young Jaden Wall. He goes back in, rectifies his situation. Ball goes forward again. Ball comes back towards Rovers. Rovers clear the day. Rovers off half back through Roland Drummond. Gets it out towards centre wing where he finds Tommy Collins. Collins goes even further and out wide he finds Bim Panya. Bim Panya brings the ball in, but the ball's cut off by the Mullewa defender, so well done there. And Mullewa out of trouble. Luckily, goes the way of Kristen Papertalk. He centres the ball, finds Murray Come Again. Murray Come Again feeds the handball out to the veteran and Kelvin Wall. Kelvin Wall kicks it up towards half forward. So Mullewa have an opportunity now. They're 52 metres from goal. Mullewa turn around. Big kick from the Mullewa player there, and Leroy Simpson kicks it in towards the forward line. And a good mark taken by the Mullewa player. And he'll be rewarded for his hard work. And he has marked about 15 metres out. And that is Leon Galby. So Leon Galby, he's a very good player indeed. Leon Galby, 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle, kicking to the southern end. So Leon Galby gets an opportunity to add to his goal-kicking list. He hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, but he has now. And Leon Galby gets the sixth goal of the afternoon for the Saints. He gets his first. And on the Graham scoreboard, Mullewa 6 goals, 7. And they trail Rovers 16 goals, 7.
And just letting our listeners know, if they don't already, that the Bucks have won 2 games on the road this weekend. That's the first time they've done that this season. And they will be playing the Willetton Tigers. We said previously it's the Perry Lakes Hawks, but they'll be playing the Willetton Tigers in the finals begin at Active West Stadium next week. Of course, tonight, Glenn, is the awards night for the NBLW West,
yes.
or NBL West, and we've got a few players that are in contention for some awards there.
Okay, we wish all the Buccaneers administration, all the players, all the best for the run into the finals, and it's going to be a very exciting time because they've built themselves up and are playing pretty good basketball at the moment. It's always pretty handy to win 2 games on the road as you head into the finals. As we see Kobe Simpson get the ball forward, goes to the young man there who's made a pretty good impression this afternoon.
Yes.
Gets it up the ground, but a whistle on play, and Mullewa will have an opportunity to clear through Alan Papertalk. He goes backwards looking for Jamin Papertalk. He comes across the ground and finds Kane Little. Kane Little, short pass, goes the way of Jaden Wall. Jaden Wall takes them on. He's an impressive young player when he keeps his mind on the job. Gets the ball forward, but it's turned over, and Rovers can regroup, and it goes the way of that player we've been talking about and singing his praises in Bim Panya. He gets it up forward. Opportunity now for Glenn Prosser. Feeds it out towards Clayton Dan. Dan gives it over the back, gives it to Jai Thurston. Jai Thurston runs into an open goal from point blank range. Another score on the board, and Jai Thurston gets another.
Started from
score.
Jamie Greer,
Yes.
Glenn, who knocked it down from the pack. He was unselfish. He could have tried to play on himself, but he knocked it away to a teammate, and of course the rest is history.
Yeah, Jai Thurston gets his second goal of the afternoon as we quickly go around the grounds with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Jura. Half time at the football there at WA Country Builders Stadium. Brigade 7-4-46, lead Towns 1-3-9. Half time at the footy at the Recreation Ground for Warren Taylor Homes. Railways 11-6-72, lead Chapman Valley 2-2-14. And our ground scoreboard here in its third term with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. It is Rovers 17-7. They lead Mullewa 6-7 as Mullewa go forward again through Christian Papertalk.
And the ball goes into the full forward area, but defensive play by Ryan sees him fisted away, going the way now of Bo Simpson. Out to Collins. Collins in front of our broadcast position for the Demons, sends it down the wing and finds Denton. The JJ Clue medalist has a bit of space, takes his time, sees the lead from Prosser. Prosser doesn't take the mark, but runs onto the ball. He sees Kobe Simpson in the half-forward area. He's got a month of Sundays to get rid of this. Kobe Simpson sees a lead from the player there in Clayton Parfitt, and he takes a beautiful mark. He sends it inboard and finds Gear once again, and Gear will be shooting for goal number 6.
Yeah, Jamie's had a big day, particularly in the second quarter. He kicked 3 or 4. And now he's lining up.
You've seen a big man like Clayton Parfitt get off the ground like that, Glenn?
Yes. So, Jamie Gear, can he get another score on the board? He can. Yes, he can. That is his 6th of the afternoon. In fact, it might be a bit more than that. That's his 6th, yeah. That is his 6th goal. So, Jamie Gear having a birthday party here out here at Mullewa. He'd want to play out here. A lot of people used to get the Mullewa flu, but Jamie Gear would like to come here every day and kick a bag like this. So he's on target to have a big day. There's still a quarter of footy to go, and Jamie Gear gets another
17-7. That's good kicking by the Demons.
It is.
They're leading Mullewa 6-7.
Yeah, the scoreboard is unconfirmed. I think there'll have to be a few alterations again at three-quarter time. We'll get an accurate score, but needless to say, Rovers are winning and winning very, very well. And let's look at our very, very interesting premiership table, and we can tell you that today the Northampton will drop from second spot to third spot, so that's very interesting. Railways will go to second spot. Brigade's on top, then Railways second, Northampton third, and we have Rovers in fourth spot, so that's where they sit. And Chapman Valley, Mullewa and Towns out of finals contention now in the league competition.
Back in the middle, and it is Kobe Simpson who has the ball again. He finds Josh Simpson. Simpson to Simpson. There he is again. Gear goes up inside the corridor, goes to ground. Thurston can't pick it up. Goes back the way of the Mullewa defence now to get out of jail. Coming to Galby. Galby on the wing here in front of our broadcast position. He sends it down. Beautiful lead by his teammate there, ensured that they kept it in their keeping in Mullewa, and that's a nice mark taken by Nicholas. Come again at centre wing. Doesn't have any options going forward. The structure certainly lacking in the Mullewa side. He sends it back to Gelby. Kane Little, I apologise. Kane Little outside the centre square. Sees the lead, or does he? Yep, he sees the lead, and the lead is by Gelby. Gelby takes the mark. Talking about Greg Gelby on this occasion, right in the middle of the ground. Options up front are few and far between as he sends it straight down the corridor. Up goes Egan. He can't take the mark. Is dealt with in doing so. And it looks like Egan will be the recipient of a free kick. So no, it's a Mullewa player. Egan was into his back. So Jack Rowe will have the free kick, and he is outside the forward 50. He'll send it forward straight down the middle. See what he can do, Jack Rowe. The kicks have been able to get some distance today because the breeze is not a factor here at Mullewa this afternoon. Great conditions for football as Jack Rowe comes in now. It's a nice kick. It's going to drop short, but it drops short into the arms of the player there for Rovers and Tom Collins. He's racked up kicks this afternoon on the half-back flank, sends it toward the boundary. He's looking for support out there and trying to run onto it is O'Brien. But the line beats him and the ball runs over not far from the dugout for Mullewa. So time ticking away as we head to three-quarter time here in our Drennan O'Malley game day. The ball about to be thrown in. Seconds ticking away, and there is the siren. The siren to announce it at three-quarter time. And we can tell you unofficially at three-quarter time it is Rovers 18-7 leading Mullewa 6-7. And you're listening to the home of GNFL Football. This is Radio Mama.
So Mullewa had a 3-goal quarter and a 3-quarter time here at Mullewa. It is Rovers 17 goals 8, 110. Mullewa 6-7, 43. Looking at goal scorers, we have Jamie Gear has kicked 6 and 2 to Kane Simpson. Singles to Joshua Simpson, Sean Brennan, Tristan Simpson, Jarks Laurent, Kobe Bursell, Glenn Prosser. Jai Thurston has 2 goals. For Mullewa, single goal scorers Mickey Wall, Jarquin Simpson, Greg Gelby, Morris Cummigan, Dwight Swartz and Leon Gelby. Peter, you're looking after the contenders for better players for Rovers and the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day. Who have you liked in the first 3 quarters?
Gee, the Rovers side have a few players that you could mention, from Josh Simpson to Kobe Simpson, Brennan, Taswell, Prosser. Must mention Tom Collins on the half-back line, but Jamie Gear with 6 has to sit up there at the top of the mark.
Ball comes out of the centre. We're underway in this final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Tommy Denton gets it up towards Clayton Parfitt. And Clayton Parfitt is up deep in the left forward pocket.
Too easy.
Kicks it around the corner, finds Tristan Simpson. Tristan has kicked a goal already this afternoon and lining up for another one. So Tristan, in fact, may have kicked 2 goals, I think.
I think he kicked 1 in the first term and 1 in the third.
So he has kicked 2 already. So Tristan lining up and lining up for another goal.
He's kicked 3, Glenn, I think it is. Yep.
So, Rovers didn't take long to get the first score on the board. It only took about 30 seconds for them to get their score on the board. So, an interesting scoreline now. And Tristan Simpson gets his 3rd, as Peter mentioned. So, he's had a good day out. And it's fair to say that Rovers have had a pretty good day out. Rovers on the Graham scoreboard, 18 goals 8, 116. They lead Mullewa 6-7, 43. And this quarter, with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants, and maybe Northampton going to drop down. We'd said Railway's going to go up. So can Rovers regenerate something like they did last year and do something pretty special in the second half of the year as they head towards the finals?
Ball coming out of the middle goes away of Mullewa. They send it into the half-forward area. The ball goes to ground. The mark can't be taken. Goes away of Isaiah Simpson. He sends it further afield inside the corridor. There's Gelby again. Gelby gets it to a teammate in Simpson. Comes back down the line. Goes away now of Jaden Wall. And Wall takes a nice mark just inside the forward 50. So Jaden Wall will be brought back. He was going to play on, but he decided not to. And the umpire blew the whistle. And he has elected to have a shot on goal. So kicking toward the northern end. A sun-drenched Mullewa Oval here this afternoon. Great conditions for football. Not so much breeze to speak about. Great kicking, great marking, great play. As he tries to go around the man on the mark, does so, but in doing so really doesn't help his kick out too much, and it's marked in deep defence now by Bo Simpson.
Who's trying to steal a couple of more metres.
Yes, but he didn't let it go through for a point, that's for sure. He comes in now, finds Ryan. Ryan now. He sees Kobe Simpson. He's been leading all day, but goes the way of Brennan now. Brennan off the half-back flank, just in front of the dugout for the Demons, sees a lead from Denton. Denton runs onto the ball but isn't able to collect it. The bounce isn't kind. Goes back the way of Mullewa now. Can they set something up as the ball goes away of Greg Gelby? He puts it inside the corridor. In turn, it goes the way of Calvin Wall. Wall gives it back to Gelby. He puts it onto his boot. Sees a lead. A nice lead is marked in the half-forward area for Mullewa. That is Jack Rowe, and he shoots a much-needed goal for the Saints.
So Jack Rowe gets his first goal of the afternoon. He's one of the hard-working players for Mullewa. He's done pretty well this afternoon. Looking at other players that have contributed for Mullewa today, a lot to like about Greg Gelby, Leon Gelby. Jaden Wall, since he's come on after that yellow card where he gave away a couple of 50 metres, he's been okay. Kelvin Wall has been steady throughout the day. Also Kane Little, he's a secure player, and although he is a veteran, he's still a very, very clever player. Morris Cummigan and Nicholas Cummigan, they've all tried, but they just, like I say, they're just a little bit off the boil, Mullewa, and they haven't had the same skill or poise that you expect from a Mullewa side. So disappointing in that regard, but good to see young Jack Rowe get a very important goal then.
You're listening to Radio Mum, the home of GNFL football, as we see Taswell has been winning the ruck all day, probably also amongst the better players, but this guy's been great. That's Prosser. Straight down the middle, sends it the way of Gear. He goes up into the air, can't take the mark. The ball spills free, goes to the outer side. Young Laurent is there. He's got a couple to beat, but he's got a bit of skill, has this youngster. Tall, rangy player, gets it across now to Denton. Denton in turn finds Tristan Simpson. Marking outside the forward 50, sees the lead, and the lead is from Gear again. And up he goes and takes another mark. Jamie Gear has come to play.
Yeah, so Jamie Gear lining up for goal number 7. Pretty awkward shot. He's in the deep left forward pocket, kicking towards the southern end.
He looks confident.
Yeah, well, after you'd kick 6, you'd look pretty confident too, Peter. I never kicked 6 in a career. There goes Jamie Gear's kick.
Oh,
he dropped a little bit short, but he'd say I was picking out that young man, and he picked out Kane Simpson deep in the pocket. So Kane Simpson, a very exciting young prospect, because he's Bo and he's also Kobe's younger brother, and he has got lots of raps about him, and he's playing pretty good footy again this afternoon. The kick goes across the face of goal, so Mullewa trying to get the ball out of the danger zone, and umpire Lapton will come in and throw the ball up and try and get the ball out of the danger zone with the Mullewa side.
Umpiring's been good today, Glenn.
Yeah, been very good. Got to thank our GNFL umpires, Randall Starling and Paul Luxton, for a good job. Well done. The ball comes out of the half-back line, goes the way of the Mullewa defenders. Mullewa run into a brick wall there, but the Mullewa player tries to get the ball forward. Umpire giving it every opportunity. Eventually, Mullewa had the ball in the deep of the back pocket. Short pass goes away Kelvin Wall. Kelvin Wall stands his ground. Kelvin takes a good strong mark. Kelvin's been solid this afternoon. Goes away there. Gets it to a teammate there, and Nicholas come again. Nicholas come again, goes across the ground, finds Jonathan come again. Come again gets it away of Kristen Papertalk, the veteran. Kristen Papertalk sockers the ball along the ground, gives Rovers an opportunity to go through with Joshua Simpson. Josh goes by hand, finds Tazewell. Tazewell by hand for Tommy Denton. Denton across the ground, up to centre wing on the clubroom side, and he finds Glenn Prosser, who's moving a lot better than he did after he cooled down at half time, and he's looking a lot better than he did early. There goes the kick from Prosser. Up goes Gear again. Went high. Couldn't mark the ball. Mullewa have an opportunity to clear, or do they? Kobe Simpson almost got a free kick. Umpire said no, nothing in that. Goes the way of Mullewa. The kick from the Mullewa player there went forward from Michael Dan, but only as far as Tazewell. Tazewell gets it up forward, but an opportunity for Mullewa to clear through Kane Little. Kane Little gets it up towards centre wing, looking for Murray come again. Come again, turns around, gets a big kick, high, wide and handsome, up into the air. Gives the Rovers players an opportunity to clear, or does it? In goes Tommy Collins. He goes by hand to Roland Drummond. Drummond centres the ball, finds Brennan. By hand goes to Josh Simpson. Simpson kicks it forward. Mullewa player almost a good mark. Couldn't hang on to it, Keegan Simpson. Ball spills over the back. Rovers have an opportunity if they get a handle on it. Goes the way of Thurston. Thurston throws boot to ball. That is a magnificent goal. From deep in the left forward pocket, right on the boundary line. He used his left boot. I don't know how he kicked it.
Ronaldo would be happy with that one.
Oh, it was a magnificent goal. How would you ever kick that in the left forward pocket with your left foot, running under pressure?
Great work by Clayton Parfin in that passage of play.
So well
he was almost beaten by a play. He got back into the passage of play, was able to knock it forward into space, picked up by Thurston, and he made something out of nothing.
Well, Jai Thurston playing with confidence. He's kicked 3 goals this afternoon. Everyone's lining up to kick goals, as you'd expect. So a pretty good performance there from young Jai Thurston. And on the Graham scoreboard in this final quarter, with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants, it is Rovers 19 goals 8, leading Mullewa 7 goals 7. Ball back in the centre with umpire Randall Starling. Umpire Starling puts the ball into the air. Tazewell gets to the best of it. It goes the way of the young Mullewa player there, who does well in Alan Papertalk. Ball spills out the back, goes the way of Kristen Papertalk, gets it further afield and finds Kane Little. Kane Little kicks the ball forward, but only favours the Rovers' defence, and Ryan does well. Ryan straight up the centre, finds Tommy Denton. Tom Denton,
look at this.
The star for Rovers, comes out wide to another star from Rovers. Josh Simpson, he must think this game is easy. Josh Simpson kicked forward, Gear flies high, and he couldn't handle it again, but he's given it a good shot. Ball comes out the best. Comes out the back, comes the way of Mullewa. Mullewa in trouble. They need to get the ball out quickly. Ball spills, goes the way of Clayton Parfit. Whistle on play. Umpires picked out a free kick. It'll go the way of a Mullewa player and Mullewa defender, who's worked really hard to get that free kick, is Keegan Simpson. Keegan Simpson on half back. Last term in our match of the day, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors, gets it forward. the way of Greg Gelby. Greg Gelby still on half back. Gelby kicks it up towards centre wing, looking for his brother, looking for his friend there in Mickey Wall. Mickey Wall couldn't mark it. Ball comes over the back to Jack Rowe. Good kick from Rowe as a torpedo. Goes up towards half forward, looking up there for Leon Gelby, but Stuart Egan's been pretty steady back there. Egan plays on, gets it up towards half back, looking there for Ryan. Ryan runs across half back, kicks it up towards half forward. Out comes Kobe Simpson, and Simpson marks.
I didn't think Rowe would know what torpedo is at his age, Glenn. But anyway, goes the way of Rowe into the half-forward area. There's Jamie Gear. Takes a lovely mark just inside the forward 50. He has been on fire this afternoon, and he will be going for goal number 7. So Jamie Gear is a well-noted defender for the Rovers Football Club, but now a noted forward as he kicks toward the big sticks. Now it's going to drop short. Players at the base of the ball unable to collect it. The mark is eventually taken by Jamin Papertalk from Mullewa. Gets out of danger, sends to the outer side. Greg Gelby picks that up. He plays on in turn in front of the scoreboard, which sees a hefty lead to Rovers here this afternoon at Mullewa Oval. The ball coming back across though. The Demons send it forward. Trying to run onto it is Brennan. He gives way now to Simpson. Simpson, nonchalant, although there are about 6 players around him, still sends it forward. Inside the goal square, bounces one way then the other, unfortunately going through for the minor score.
So 19 goals, 9 Rovers, 19-9, 123. They lead Mullewa 7-7-49. Ball comes back into play, and it's with Kelvin Wall, one of the bigger possession gatherers for the Saints. He gets it up the ground and finds Nicholas Come Again. Nicholas Come Again goes in towards the half-back, looking there for Murray Come Again, but the ball's picked up by Jai Thurston for Rovers. Rovers deep into attack again. Kobe Simpson slaps it back towards Kane Simpson, picked up by Clayton Parfitt. He spears the ball up towards the full forward line where he finds Tristan Simpson. Tristan has kicked 3 this afternoon, lining up for goal number 4.
Well and truly in scoring distance.
So Tristan is only 20 metres out, directly in front, shoots on goal. Tristan Simpson gets his 4th of the afternoon, 3rd of the afternoon, 4th of the afternoon.
Oh, 4th, is it?
Yeah, 4th of the afternoon. So well done to Tristan. And on the Grams scoreboard, it is Rovers, 20 goals, 9. They lead Mullewa 7-7. So a good performance there from Tristan Simpson. Has a bit of a day out. So Tristan's kicked 4.
He's not the only one.
Jamie Gear has kicked 6. And Jai Thurston's kicked 3. Kane Simpson's kicked 2. And singles to Josh Simpson, Sean Brennan, Jacques Laurent. Also Kobe Bursell and Glenn Prosser. While for Mullewa, their goal scorers, singles to Mickey Wall, Jarquin Simpson, Greg Gelby, Morris Come Again, Dwight Swartz, Leon Gelby and Jack Rowe.
And the Demons have certainly spread the love, Glenn, because there are about 6 or 7 players that have certainly got a lot of possessions today.
They certainly have. They've had a good day out, whistle on play, the 6-6-6, and the umpires have told them where to go. And it's a funny old system.
I'm glad they didn't tell the umpires where to go.
No, they're very well polite. And talking about the umpires, we've got an interesting situation. The Umpires Association is turning 60 years this year.
Wow.
And the association is having a live membership and a past umpire reunion on Sunday, the 6th of August, from 1 p.m. at the Murchison Tavern. So if umpires are interested in coming to the event, give Brian Cohen a call. He'd love to see you. So if you're a past umpire, you want to catch up with the current umpires, they're having a social day and a live membership for the association on Sunday the 6th of August at the Murchison Tavern. As we see the ball go forward, this time from Mullewa, and Mullewa have got a very, very nice goal there, so they keep trying, they keep coming at it, and the Mullewa player who kicked it looks like he's in a bit of bother, but a good effort there from Mullewa. So the Mullewa player still on his haunches, but he'll get up in a minute.
It's a Gelby.
Yeah, so Leon Gelby as that player. So Leon gets his second goal of the afternoon. So Leon Gelby will put him down as the goal scorer for that one. So Leon Gelby has had 2 goals this afternoon. He's the only multiple goal scorer for the Saints.
99 plays 9-7 here at Mullewa Oval this afternoon as we head toward the dying stages of round... What round were we in, Glenn?
11.
Round 11 of the GNFL. This quarter brought to you by GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Hello to Grant. Tax time. People will be visiting Grant left, right and centre. The ball going into the half-forward area. Kobe Simpson tries to take the mark, goes to ground. Prosser, quick hands, gets it to Tristan Simpson. Jamie Gear comes out. He leads a little bit too early. The ball spills free. Gear's able to get around and get back onto it. Eventually goes the way of Brennan. A kick up into the air. Not a bad kick by Brennan. It was accurate, but a little bit too short and marked in the last line of defence. The ball coming out of defence now, going the way of Jamin Simpson. For the Saints, down the line in front of our broadcast position. Roland Drummond has a couple of players to beat, and that player in Rowe does the better. Rowe now kicks it into the half-forward area. Players setting themselves, and one of those is the youngster in Bursell. Liked his game this afternoon. A good part-time ruckman as he gets it inboard to Prosser. Prosser in turn, a bit of a worm burner down the ground, finds a player there in Simpson. Simpson loses possession, goes to his brother Kobe, going back the way of his cousin Tristan. Cousin to brother. No sister out there, but there is Simpson as he puts it onto his boot into the half-forward area. Ill-directed though, goes the way of the Mullewa player. We're talking about Jamin Simpson. So went to the cousin there too. So Simpsons are playing in the backyard now. Goes the way of young Laurent. Laurent in his debut game, I think, has done pretty well as he kicks it into the pocket. He's looking for support down there from the player there in Clayton Parfitt. Parfitt a little bit late on the scene has ensured that a free kick will be rewarded down ground, and that will go the way of Kelvin Wall.
15 minutes gone in this final term as Jack Rowe breaks it away, gives it away to his teammate there in Alan Papertalk. Papertalk kicks it up towards half forward. Leon Gelby's fighting hard. Rovers have 3-1. Rovers win out naturally. Ball comes up, goes the way of Bursell. Bursell goes by hand. Running past for the easiest of relative kicks is Josh Simpson. No one near him. Josh Simpson takes the ball, kicks it forward, looking up there for a teammate in Moody. Darren Moody couldn't put a handle on it. Ball comes out. Moody gets a handball back. Goes back towards the player there in Kane Little. Kane Little screws it around the corner, looking for some help there from Jonathan Come again, very close to the boundary line. And the umpire says the ball is out of bounds. There'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of the Mullewa coaches box here at the Mullewa Recreation Ground. About 16 and a half minutes gone in this final term, with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. And Rovers are locked away a Final Four berth with a big win here at Mullewa this afternoon. Mullewa are into the four, and they'll stay there. And in other results, Rovers are into the four with that solid win here this afternoon, although the game is still going. And in other news, we can see that Brigades will remain on top with 36 premiership points, and Towns now go to Railways now go to second with 28 points. Northampton are third with 28 points, and Rovers are fourth with 20.
Young Laurent's going to get a free kick. He was dealt with by a player running through. That was not needed as it goes away of Kobe Simpson now. He's got a bit of a room as he kicks into the half-forward area. Waiting in the goal square is Tristan Simpson, but he's behind a player. That player can't take the mark. The ball spills free and I think goes out on the full. So Rovers will be able to have a shot on goal from that position. It is only about 35 metres around the boundary. So the ball will come back now, kicking toward the southern end. Rovers have a hefty lead. I think it's 27 plays 8-7 in favour of the Demons. So, as Glenn said, they've secured fourth spot for the finals in season 2013. And as I said, Glenn, a spot in which they were able to send themselves into a grand final and then a premiership last season.
So Jamie Gear gets the ball across and he gets it to a teammate there in Tristan Simpson. And we see Clayton Parfitt come off. He's looking a little bit worse for wear too as the ball goes forward, and Tristan couldn't get a goal on that occasion, so another minor score result. So Clayton not moving too freely. Clayton hasn't played a lot of senior
No, he hasn't.
And it looks like it hasn't been the best of days for Clayton because he's battling to walk, and he's pretty glad to get off the ground. But he's going to see his side across the
Incom's going up to him. What, you want to rest?
Yeah. What's wrong with you, mate? I don't know whether it's a hamstring or whether it's a cramp or a combination of all. The ball comes the way of the scoreboard on the outer side. Ball running free. Ken Muller will get the ball out of that danger zone. Picked up again by Rovers. It's picked up by Bo Simpson. Gives it to brother Kobe. Kobe kicks it back up towards half forward. Gear flies up. Takes another strong mark across the top of his opponent. So Jamie Gear, who's had a really entertaining game, has kicked 6. He's deep in the left forward pocket. He's keen to get goal number 7.
I think he sees more daylight than what we can, Glenn.
Yeah, so let's see how it goes. It's not an easy kick right on the boundary line. Puts it on his left boot, shoots towards goal, go across the face of goal, didn't enter the field of play. In fact, it's gone out of bounds, right in the deep right forward pocket at the southern end of the ground. So time ticking by in this last quarter, and we've played some 20 minutes. So we're into time on in this last term. Time is been ticking by, and it's certainly in favour of Rovers this afternoon. Mullewa will be keen to see the game end. Rovers still getting some valuable percentage. Ball comes out of play, and once again, the Mullewa defender will bring the ball back in. So Mullewa can clean the ball up. Jamin Papertalk will take the free kick from that resultant out of bounds on the full. So Jamin Papertalk deep in defence from the southern end of the ground. Very near the big, beautiful gum tree at that end of the ground. There goes the kick, goes forward, and it's taken now by Nicholas Cummigan. Nicholas Cummigan, one of the young future stars of the Mullewa side, gets the ball up towards the centre of the ground to another developing player in Jack Rowe. Rowe does well, gets a handball away just a nick of time, but it goes the way of a Rovers youngster in Kane Simpson. He comes across the ground, finds a teammate there in Darren Moody, in fact Roland Drummond, gets it up towards the player there, Kobe Simpson.
He's taken another one.
Gives it up towards the full forward, and he thinks this game's pretty easy. And Jamie Gear has marked.
Oh, it's going to be goal number 7, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd think so, but
you're right behind him.
He's 30 metres out, directly in front. Jamie Gear, he's missed a few tough ones. Can he get an easy one? There goes the kick.
Oh,
no, it's well off the side of the boot, and the ball goes away to the outer side, and Mullewa can clean up. The Mullewa defence through Gelby does well. Greg, that is, gets it up towards centre wing. On the scoreboard side, finds Kane Little. Kane Little uses the ball well. Kane Little grabs it, kicks it forward. Only one player there for Mullewa, 4 players for Rovers. So generally the Rovers side should win. Goes the way of Tazewell. Mullewa player slaps the ball forward, but it goes the way of the new player there for Rovers, who's had a good day out in Bim Panya. But it goes the way now of Leon Gelby for Mullewa. Leon Gelby grabs the ball, kicks it off half forward, up towards full forward. Can Mullewa pick it up?
Well
Once
done.
again, Rovers have the numbers. Rovers have 2-1. Comes the way of the player there in Bursell. Goes back towards the hard-running Tom Collins, who's done nothing wrong today. He's done everything right. Tom Collins draws a player with a handball. An opportunity now for the ball to be cleared. Comes forward, goes the way of the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of the coach's box, and Ian Comben, the coach of the Rovers Club, would be pretty happy with the scoreboard as it reads for Grams this afternoon and GT Russell Chartered Accountants. It is Rovers 20 goals 10. They lead Mullewa 8 goals 7.
The ball coming in now as the shadows begin to grow here at Mullewa Oval this afternoon. Stretch out, they do. Going the way now of Simpson. Gee, makes it look so effortless, as you say, Glenn. Sends it into the half-forward area, going the way of Thurston. Thurston, a spearing kick, and finds the chest on this occasion of the big fella, who will now have a shot on goal. And that big fella that we're talking about is Darren Moody. So Darren Moody will kick from about 30 metres, or closer than that, let's say about 25 metres, kicking toward the northern end, but he's kicking from the clubroom side, so he's on a bit of an angle. See what he can do. He's backing himself, runs in almost onto the man on the mark, and it's not a big kick. It doesn't make the distance and is easily mopped up by the defence for Mullewa. As they come out now, going the way of Jaden Wall. Wall misses it, goes back the way of Simpson. He wastes no time in shooting back toward the big sticks, but inaccurate on this occasion and through for the minor score. So it ticks away, does the scoreboard for Rovers. I think they've gone to 20-10 and they lead Mullewa 8-7.
Yeah, time running out. Not much time left in this final term. A match of the day, round 11, and Peter, with a 14-game season, there's only 3 home and away games to go before we head into the finals. We play the first and second semi-final on the one weekend, and then we have a preliminary final, then we have a grand final. So only 6 weeks of footy left, and the 2023 season
and we're starting a
will be over.
campaign, or I am anyway, to shift the grand final from a Saturday to a Sunday so it doesn't clash with the Chapman Valley show.
Well, good luck with that. I'm in full support of that, naturally enough. But the ball comes the way of Rovers, goes the way of Jamie Gear, puts it on his left boot, gets the ball forward, but it goes only as far as the Mullewa defender. Time ticking by in this last quarter in our match of the day. Been a pretty entertaining game of footy. Rovers have been a lot slicker, but they've been able to be. They haven't had the pressure they had on them last week against Railways, and Rovers have been able to pretty well do as they want. And their class players, the Simpsons, Josh and Kobe, have pretty well been able to do as they like, when they like this afternoon. Rovers have been just a little bit too slick for the Mullewa side as Kobe Simpson runs into an open goal, gives it to Jai Thurston. Thurston shoots on goal,
right on the side.
and Jai Thurston gets his 4th of the afternoon. So Jai's had a pretty good day out. Jai Thurston's kicked 4 goals, and on the scoreboard it is Rovers, who are 21 goals 11. Rovers 21-11 have defeated Mullewa 8-7, and you're tuned to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
This radio station.